back to another episode of Collector's Quest. I'm Tyler here with Johnny. Johnny, what's going on?
Not much, Tyler. How you been?
Johnny, I postponed this podcast for 15 minutes because I was finishing watching the sequel to the Escape Room movie, Escape Room Tournament of Champions, which, without exaggeration, is one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen in my life.
What is this movie about? I mean, it sounds like a Saw ripoff.
The Escape Room movies are PG-13 Saw movies for teenagers. This one, the winners of the various escape rooms that happened like in the past came together. So escape room movies, there's an evil corporation that runs these escape rooms where people die. Big surprise that's the premise of the movie. In the sequel, the winners, they all want to shut down the corporation. All these fucking teenagers who just escaped with their lives are like, let's find out where this place is located and go to it to shut them down. But really, they were led to a secret tournament of champions.
I have a question before you get there. How many people died in the first movie?
I don't know, like 4 or 5?
4 or 5. So after the death of many of their friends, they're like, let's go back.
100% yes. And these are like people from like 4 different games converge at the same time.
So all these people had bad ideas?
Yes.
All at the same time?
Yes. And then Johnny, I don't want to talk about this movie too long. I just do want to bring up, this is a Saw movie. The appeal of Saw movies, even for like teenagers, by the way, teenagers fucking probably love the real Saw movies. It's like the perfect audience for it. It's the deaths. You want to see people die in funny, unique ways. In this movie that starts out with 5 or 6 people, 2 of them die in groups of 2. So 2 people die the same way, and then 2 people die the same way again. If you're giving me a group of 6 people, I want to see 5 people die in a funny way. Anyway, I've been thinking about that a lot, Johnny, really since I saw that movie an hour ago.
You've been it's still bothering you.
It sure is.
You walked up bothered. Let's see. I watched Scream. Remember we were talking about the new Scream movie, and you're like, maybe you didn't really like it. I liked it. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was as good as the critics said, but like whatever. It followed the Scream formula. If you're into that, it was fine. You know what else I watched, Tyler, though? That was a little different and video game related. Hey, did you know Halo had a TV series?
Oh, yeah. Red vs. Blue. It's like one of the most popular early things on the internet.
Yeah. What was it? Something Rooster that did that?
I think it was Machinima.
Was it Machinima? I thought it was something Rooster.
All right. It might have been. I don't know. I was like in high school when that came out.
I don't know. But no, not Red vs. Blue. This is actual, like they made a series about the game's Halo,
the Master Chief
therein. Yeah, the Master Chief and the Spartans and all that, and the Covenant. Remember these
the
things?
Arbiter, the Master Chief's friend, the Arbiter from Halo 2. I don't know a lot about Halo lore, Johnny.
I barely knew there was Halo lore, and I think I've played, 7 Halo games or something, but I've never played them in such a way where I cared about the story at all. But apparently people are very invested in this, and the TV series kind of like was building its own lore, I guess, and people were mad. I thought it was fine. But I also, admittedly, don't care about any of the story in the Halo games because I was always just playing it multiplayer with friends, so I never, not like arena, like, hey, 2-player, let's go complete the storyline multiplayer. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't care, and
we live in the age of the internet, Johnny. So literally the only thing I've heard about Halo is people complaining about it, but that will happen with literally any TV show with any popular franchise. So I have no idea if it's actually good or bad.
It was fine. I watched all of it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I will probably watch series 2 to see if they do anything with it, but it could also be one of those things when the second, season comes out that I'm tired or bored or something else is going on and I won't get to it. So who knows? I don't know. It's like a 7 or 6.5 or something.
7's pretty good, I feel like.
I don't know. I think like it's a pretty low bar for me to get a 5. Like I'm pretty forgiving. So like a 5, you have to be real bad to get a 5. And also I go like a 7 is not like great. Like you need to be an 8, 9 or 10. I didn't hate it though. Like I said, I didn't hate it, but some people were very mad.
All right, I've been watching a lot of like the nerdy like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones stuff with Ada, I guarantee I will never watch the Halo show, Johnny. I just don't care about Halo, let alone the Halo lore. Like,
yeah,
I like the Halo,
fine.
some of the Halo campaigns, like 1 and 3. I'm really down with 1 and 3, but that's about it for Halo for me.
It was fine. It wasn't the worst thing I've watched. Anyways, Tyler, I would like to send this podcast to the part where we're not making small talk.
Oh,
Can you,
are you going to buy a
with that?
penny black stamp and send that through the mail? Thanks
I
to
might,
the 1840 penny post that established a 1 cent stamp that allowed us to send mail anywhere for the same price.
I just got so bored I almost died.
Johnny, okay. We're talking about mail order video games or mail order video game stuff because there's a special cachet to the mail order. And the cachet to it is that ordering stuff through the mail is kind of a pain in the ass. So not a lot of people did it. So mail order stuff tends to be kind of rare, right?
And yes, and it's also very quintessentially 80s. If you were a child of the 80s, every cereal box had something you mailed away for. You cut out your UPCs. Star Wars figures had mail away. Everything had some special exclusive mail away something. It was a big deal. And now in the modern age, that's just kind of gone away. This is a relic of the past.
Like people would laugh if you asked them to mail order something. They'd be like, with like a stamp? Even if it was like business return mail, you'd be like, I have to go out to my post office and write something with a pen? What are you, out of your mind?
Well, also, like, for a lot of things, you had to, like, do proof of purchase, which a lot of times were the UPCs on products. You have to cut up your collectibles to mail away for this other collectible? Oh, my God. You monster.
I love that. Because, like, that is the biggest pain in the ass. Like, not even like where you have to destroy a collectible. But when you're, like, if you have to buy 10 food items and then mail away to get something, like, even if those food items are $3 each, the person who would want the thing you mail away for is 8 years old. They're not the collector who's going to be like, oh, I got to go down to the local supermarket and buy 10 of those so I can mail order my thing. No, you have to beg your mom for 3 straight months to buy fruit roll-ups or whatever. So, like, only a special kind of kid is going to get that mail away stuff. And I think that makes it special. Because now you look at something like the Super Mario Odyssey cereal with the amiibo, fucking just like adults went and were like, oh, gotta get all the cereals and save them. This is gonna be rare cereal. And that makes it less fun, I think.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff now that you had to mail away for back in the day, but some of it is more modern than you would think. Like, you would think that mail orders, and rightfully so, should have died in the 80s or the 90s, but no, there was some more. They continued on. We have some fun ones. This is in no way a definitive list. This is like some things were on games, some things were like in magazines. So if your favorite one isn't on this list, that's fine. There could be, look, we could make like 4 or 5 of these episodes. There's so much mail away stuff, but we're going to start you out with some of the oldies.
No,
you don't.
Whoa, yes, the oldies.
Yeah.
Johnny, I want to bring us into this episode. I was going to start us out with a joke by going over the history of mail order, but then I thought it was a little bit interesting, so now I actually want to talk about it. Or I actually want to bring it up. Because, Johnny, the first mail order business started in 1861 selling Welsh flannel, and it was made possible by the penny post, by stamps, and by the rail networks at the time. But this guy distributed his flannel catalogs across Europe, and if you ordered flannel from him, he would deliver it next day. So in 1861, they had Amazon Prime.
How?
That's fucking cool.
No, how?
I don't know, because trains just ran all the time, because they were like, oh, shit, trains are the coolest.
Shit, but what if you didn't live by the train?
It literally says the whole point of the next day delivery was because rural people couldn't make it to his shop, so he would get it to rural areas in next day. You still had to mail order it, which I assume took some amount of time for the back and forth. And because there was time in transit, like you couldn't actually call him out like, oh, I didn't actually get it next day. He could just say, oh, I didn't get it till the day before. But next day delivery in 1861. How about that?
I'm calling BS.
I'm also calling BS, but that's what he advertised.
All right. I mean, it's one hell of a propaganda piece. I love the marketing.
Oh, yeah. Also, it was the 19th century. You didn't have to be truthful in advertising, so there's probably that, too.
I mean, you don't have to be truthful in advertising now. In fact, that's pretty much the point of advertising, I think. It's not to tell the truth, that's for sure.
Wow, that's so weird. Why don't they just tell the truth?
Because you would get a lot less sales. Anyways, Tyler, I know a lot of our audience is going to be familiar with, like, things from, like, I don't know, if you look at Nintendo and you see all those Capcom offers, mail away, get a $10 coupon. We're going older than that. I want you to go older than that, Tyler. Well, let's hit some of our old Atari friends, because I know Atari had to love mailing shit away, because that is just, it's brown paneling on a video game console. Mail away feels like it's exactly what they were into.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
But also the magic of Atari was that, you know, it was the birth of third-party video games, and so it meant essentially anyone could make a video game. And there were just all these weird little companies that popped up selling almost nothing. So when I think mail-away video games, the very first thing I think of is obviously Atari 2600. And Johnny, throughout this episode, I'm just going to sprinkle in all my favorite Atari 2600 mail-away games.
Awesome.
But I could start by bringing up the Club Atari or the Atari Age mail-away games. So for $1 in like 1982, you joined Club Atari, and that gave you a subscription to Atari Age, an Atari magazine. The website Atari Age claims that it was coincidentally named the same thing as this magazine. I doubt it, but okay.
Yeah, seems false.
In this magazine, there were a number of mail-order video games, a lot of them among the most desirable, rarest Atari games. Atari Video Cube, Crazy Climber, Gravitar, Quad Run is a cool one that I thought was like awesome. Going back to things that we thought were awesome like 15 years ago, Quad Run was definitely one for me. That's like a $1,000 Atari game. And then Sword Quest Waterworld. The Sword Quest series, what was it? It's not puttered out, but Atari was purchased in 1984, and they basically didn't want to run the Sword Quest competition anymore. So they made the last game a mail-away game. And they held the competition for the high scores in the Sword Quest. It was like behind closed doors. Sword Quest Waterworld, kind of a weird story behind that. But
yeah, I think we went and did in-depth on one episode.
Okay.
About Sword Quest.
Yeah, we did. So it's important to note that even though a lot of these were Atari Age mail order exclusives, a lot of them did just end up in stores. And like during the video game crash, some of these games were the games you could find for like $1 or $10 at whatever store. Those are all pretty rare, Johnny. I want to talk about the rarest.
Oh, no.
It's not the rarest, but I think it's the rarest game that we can confirm is actually a mail order game. Okay. Birthday Mania. This was a game advertised by Personal Games, a New Jersey company, as a perfect birthday gift. It's Astro Smash, basically. It's basically like Space Invaders, but you play it with a paddle. And every single cartridge was personalized. The actual ROM on the cartridge was personalized to say the name of who you were giving it to. And then there was a space on the cartridge for you to like write the name of who you're giving it to. And I think it came with a manual. I don't think there's a box for this. Apparently there were like 10 copies sold ever. And I don't know how many exist. I know at least one is confirmed to exist. Someone else on Atari Age claimed to have one, but wouldn't post proof or something like that. So I think there's at least a couple of them out there. And my information is years out of date. So it could be that more have popped up. No idea what this would sell for. But when you go on all of those like Racket Boy, the actual rarest video games ever made, Birthday Mania is one it's going to come up just because it's one of these games that basically has single digits known to exist. So everyone's just going to pretend it doesn't exist because you basically can't own this video game.
You want to hear something interesting, Tyler?
I sure do. Are you going to say that you have it?
No, I'm not. I was going to say surprising. It is one of my favorite jokes. But no, I'm not doing that to you this time. I actually think this is cool, Tyler. That was the thing.
That's amazing. You actually think this is cool?
I think this is so cool. I would have loved to have gotten this as a kid.
All right. Here's a does it count. So let's say 10 copies of Birthday Mania were made. Each of those has a different ROM. Each of those has a different name handwritten on the label. Do all 10 copies of that game count as different games, Johnny?
No.
Okay. I would also say no.
I think you could make the argument, but no.
There was an offer of $6,500 for one of these like years ago that was declined, and I'm sure even with like Atari Rare stuff somewhat falling out of favor, I'm sure this is a 5-figure game, no problem.
Yeah, could you imagine if you like one of the 10 had your name on it? Like how much exponentially does that raise the cost for you? Like
that would be pretty fucking cool.
There was like I got a Douglas Adams signed book, and it was made out to a John, though I am Johnny. Still, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one I'm buying.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could have just gotten. He personalized a lot of them to like the person's name rather than just signing it. But so I was like, yeah, if I'm gonna do one, this is the one. I paid a little more, but I thought it was cool. Could you imagine Birthday Mania with your name? Whew.
Yeah, birthday. Everyone's thinking about Birthday Mania. Nintendo World Championships? No, all the kids want Birthday Mania.
I think Birthday Mania is so cool. Like it was like weirdly a game that I have just about like, oh man, that is like just the child in me would have thought that was amazing. So yeah, I love Birthday Mania.
And then you would have played it and you're like, this is just a shitty Space Invaders. I'm gonna play Kabam.
It wouldn't have mattered. I would have showed everybody that my fucking name was in there.
Yeah, my name is in a video game. Yeah, that would have been pretty fucking cool.
Right?
Yeah. And I guess this is perfect for this episode because I think it's probably the rarest mail order game of all time, because the rarer Atari games, and yes, this game has like 10 copies that might have been produced, not even known to exist. 10 copies might have been produced, but games like Red Sea Crossing and Gamma Attack, some of that stuff, like people don't know, like, was this unreleased? Was this sold like door to door, like just sold in person? Like people don't know how that was distributed, so those might not have been mail order games.
Okay.
All right, Johnny, you talk about something else now.
Okay, I'm going to talk about, you went way old. I'm going to go semi-old. Semi-old Super Nintendo. Hey, actually, first, maybe I'll do this. If I'm going to talk to you about a game that has some sort of metal figure with it, what do you think I'm going to talk about?
I would say Gauntlet Legends.
No, incorrect. I'm going to talk to you about Jurassic Park 2, Chaos Continues, for the Super Nintendo. That makes sense, right?
Is it actually called Jurassic Park 2, or is that just a name that people call it?
I believe it's Jurassic Park 2.
Okay.
I believe they're, now I want to check, but yeah,
I mean,
sure
Johnny, if you asked me
it's Jurassic
to
Park
name...
2, Chaos. It's Jurassic Park Part 2, sorry. The Chaos Continues.
All right, if you asked me to name every Super Nintendo game, I would definitely forget that one.
Yeah, it's easily forgotten. And there's so many Jurassic Park games, and it has a very plain box. The European box has like the T-Rex by the Jeep, but the North American box is just like the logo, like basically any bland Jurassic Park item, and then they're like, Part 2, the Chaos Continues, just whatever, just toss it on there. This was also available on the Game Boy, but specifically this offer, and people don't talk about it, but it is right on the front of the box in a little green splash, looks like slime. There's an offer for a free toy, some free dinos, and collector cards, if you mail away.
And collector cards.
All right. Yeah. So, and this part's where it's a little bit of a scam. So they're like, if you open the manual, the offer is in the manual, and for just $3.50 shipping and handling, $3.50 or $3.99. It's probably $3.99 shipping and handling. You mail away, and you get there's, I think, 6 total packs, but the one they advertise is the one with the T-Rex, because obviously the T-Rex. But I think you could have gotten any of them. But this is just a generic toy that was sold on shelves everywhere. So the MSRP for this item was $6, $6.99, $6.50, $7. Anyway, so if you pay $4 and then wait 3 weeks, then you'll get this $7 item.
And this is back when it cost them like $1 to ship it to you.
Yeah. So
great. What a discount.
Anyways, so there's like it's a 2-pack. And, it's on a blister. So, a little card and a plastic blister over it. There's 2 metal dinosaurs, and they are solid metal. And then there's 2 cards in there, but the advertisement reads, and 2 collector's cards. Like maybe it's a separate thing. No, that's just what's in all of these packages. So, and they have like, every major dinosaur from Jurassic Park, the first movie, is in there. And you can get them, and they're like a little, like 1-inch metal figure, and they're pretty cool.
I'm not going to fault them for giving everybody the same 2 cards, even though that is stupid.
It's not the same 2. It's not the same 2 cards. I'm just saying the 2 cards are packed into it. Each one has a card, like a card. Each set has its own set of 2 cards. It's just, and you could have got any one of these randomly, I believe.
Oh, okay.
There's no proof to say which of the 6 you would have gotten, though they advertised the T-Rex one. But all of these were sold in stores. You could just pull it right off the shelf. So it makes it a little less neat because this mailaway offer is something anybody could have got by just walking into Toys R Us. But yeah.
So I agree that makes it like a less interesting collectible, but if for whatever reason you're the Jurassic Park guy, that makes it more exciting because it is more likely that you'll actually be able to find one because they were sold other than just mail order.
Yeah, I mean, and then still, it was Jurassic Park. It was very popular. And so like a lot of these were open. So you can find them still like $40 sealed.
That's not
and
that
you can
bad.
get like open one. No, like I think if you were into Jurassic Park or into Super Nintendo like I am, like just putting that up with your collection, then you got like, oh hey, look, these 2 things go. It's pretty cool. I thought they were neat. So, anyways, I was like, yeah, that's a mailway I didn't really know about, even though it's advertised right on the box. And the nice thing is, if you're looking for the like an offer sheet or something special in your game, or is it on the poster? It's embedded in the manual. It's a page of the manual. So you don't have to like lose a little like form or anything. So yeah, but that like all of that makes it an easier collectible. It becomes very easy because it's not one of these ones where then, your game, someone had to mail that sheet away. None of that had to happen. You're good.
I like it. Johnny, I talked about the rarest mail order Atari game. Let me talk about a not rare mail order Atari game. Did we bring this up in the Cool Shit 15 years ago episode?
I don't know. Did we?
Johnny, Chase the Chuck Wagon?
We did. Did we? I think, did we? We had like a few things on our list we missed.
Yeah, we
feel
missed
like we mentioned
Stack Up
this.
and Big Box Gyromite, which is crazy because I thought Stack Up was super cool. We talked about it before the episode. I don't think we talked about it during the episode.
Is that what we did? We talked too much before the episode?
I think we did.
Because, Big Box Gyromite and Stack Up, so cool. Big Box, Rob, like just the Rob box.
Yep.
Super cool guy stuff. Anyways, I think we did mention this, but I don't think we said much about it.
Chase the Chuck Wagon it's maybe one of the first meme games. I don't even know if it counts as a meme game, though. It's more a game that people used to think is rare, and now kind of everyone understands it is nowhere near as rare as people originally thought. And I think this is probably because Atari collecting started in a very, scattered across the internet and like bulletin boards and Usenet type of way. So Chase the Chuck Wagon is a game you ordered from Ralston Purina by sending them dog food UPCs. I love the concept of mailing in proof of purchases to get a video game. It's so cool. I love it.
It is pretty cool.
And I guess whenever people were collecting Atari games, the 90s, early 2000s, for some reason, this was thought of as the Holy Grail. Like the Holy Grail, one of the rarest Atari games you could possibly get. And it makes sense, because if you're thinking of like, what would be the hardest Atari games to get? Oh my god, there's this fucking dog food game. You have to mail dog food UPC. That's insanity. This is going to be like one of the rarest games. And now we have eBay basically, and we have a much better picture of what's out there. Chase the Chuck Wagon's probably on eBay, complete in box right now. It's probably expensive, and it's probably more expensive than it should be because it used to be like the game type status. But I still think it's a very cool game just because of the story behind it. There used to be a website called Chase the Chuck Wagon.
Yeah, it was an auction.
It was a video game auction site.
Yeah, that was built around being like the anti-eBay. We're not going to charge you fees, and man, it sucked.
That used to be like a thing. Like people used to want to try to find the eBay killer, and now everyone has just given up, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna assume that I'm losing 25% on everything and sell through eBay. Because I don't buy from anywhere other than eBay. Like, if you go to some weird website, if you sell on OfferUp, I'm never going to see your shit on OfferUp. So, anyway, Chase the Chuckwagon, it probably doesn't sell that much complete in box, but between $1,000 and $2,000 complete, I would say. I think that there's probably $250 for a cartridge. I got my cartridge much cheaper than that. I got mine a few years ago, but I think I paid under $100. It's probably more than $100 now, but it's kind of a meme game. I wouldn't pay crazy money for Chase the Chuckwagon. I just have it because I love this story that people used to think it's so rare. There's a quote from Wikipedia. There's a section of Wikipedia called Legacy. I love this. This game has a legacy. Wikipedia says, Chase the Chuckwagon is far from the rarest games for the Atari 2600, but is often referred to as the holy grail of Atari 2600 video game collecting. The Wikipedia is just like, yeah, this game's not rare. Come on, guys. Come on. It's rare, but it's not like that.
When Wikipedia calls out something like that, Wikipedia, a source of disinformation and getting it wrong about what's rare since forever, is no, for real, guys, not this one.
Unsurprisingly, this game sucks. It's a maze game where you're a dog and you have to escape the maze to the wagon. I'm probably too young to understand what's with the dog and the wagon. I guess that was a Ralston Purina advertising thing.
Yeah, that was the logo.
But yeah, you chase, so you move your dog through the maze to the end of the maze, and there's just shit happening around the maze that hits you. It's really weird. The enemies don't move within the boundaries of the maze. It seems like lazy programming to me, but it's probably just because it's an Atari game and they didn't expect many people to buy it, and not a lot of people did buy it, so it doesn't really matter that it sucks.
Nope.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that it sucks. That is not the point.
All right, Johnny, there's another hot classic Atari mail-away game for you.
So I'm going to talk to you about another thing that I'm going to stick right on Super Nintendo. Might as well get my Super Nintendo stuff out of the way. Hey, Super Mario All-Star. You know how you got that, right?
Super Mario All-Stars. Yes, very late in the Super Nintendo's life, they released a console bundle that came with Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. That's how you got it, right, Johnny?
Nope.
Okay. Did you buy Super Mario All-Stars at a KB Toys? Is that where you would get it?
Nope. You could totally mail away for this. So there was a little sticker available. It would be on a Super Nintendo console, just your regular Super set. Really, any of the consoles had them at the time. And it was it said free game offer, and you can find it. If you Google it, you can find the certificate. It was all over, but it was just, a little sticky right onto the box. And if you bought a Super Nintendo, you could mail away for this game just for $3.50 shipping and handling, and you would get Super Mario All-Stars.
Okay, hold on. What are you talking about? So I have a super set. It's one of the double game super sets. It comes with a copy of Super Mario World, and mine has a Super Mario Kart in it. And there's clearly a spot in the box for both of those cartridges. They were bundled in. You're telling me there was another bundle that had it as a mail away only?
It wasn't a bundle. It was just what they did is they took the existing ones that were out, right? And they just put a little sticky on the front of it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
So wait, did you actually have to peel the sticker off to order the cartridge?
Yeah, but it was a little order form. You just pull it in and it said certificate. Please send me my free Super Mario All-Star game pack.
So if you find one of these, then you found someone who bought the Super Nintendo but they were just like, yeah, I don't need Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, so let's go back. So here's what you had to do to receive it. So you had to complete this certificate that was on the box. You have to have the cash register receipt from wherever you bought it. And this is dated on or after December 1st, 1993. The original UPC code, proof of purchase, and then a check or money order for $3.50 for the shipping and handling. And then you mail the envelope to NOA Inc. P.O. Box 97063, Redmond, Washington. And it was a limited offer and while supplies last.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this. So this is it has Mario in a magician's hat, and it says Mario's 4 greatest hits in 1, and it's a big blue special offer sticker. So you didn't actually have to peel the sticker off the box. Right?
Some were stuck right on the box. Some of them don't have the magician on it. Some just say certificate and free in big letters.
Did you have to peel it off or not? How do you do?
Yes.
See,
Yes.
in
Some
store.
of
So
there
I'm
was
looking at,
there was listen, there was in store like where certificates could be picked up, but there were also some stuck right on the box.
Okay, man. Well, I mean, but show me a box that had the sticker peeled off?
Okay, I will show you a box. Like, this is great podcasting, or where it's going to take me 2 minutes
Oh my
to
god!
Google
All right,
this.
forget it.
So you want me to Google this? But yeah, there are images.
So you could how I don't understand how any of these exist then. Like there's one on eBay. It's not even that expensive.
What do you mean? How it exists?
Like how
I don't know.
If you peel the sticker off the box to get a free video game, how are there any free video game?
Maybe not everybody peeled it off the box, dude. I'm really this is really the worst podcasting we've ever done. What is happening?
No, I'll just delete it. It's fine. But what?
And
It's
there's
a
also
$50 video game, and someone's just gonna say, nah.
Yeah. Maybe there was also big banners, right? So you've probably seen the big banner with the Mario in basically he's wearing Cappy as a top hat. It's like a big red top hat. And there's that offer, and then there's ones where it's like pretty much that without the Mario doing the magician thing on it, and it's stuck right on the box of the Super Nintendo.
All right, you're gonna have to get back to me and show me a peeled off one. It just looks like a big ass sticker to me. Anyway, that's still cool. The coolest thing would be to have the bubble mailer that definitely shipped in. Did it come with a little letter like, thanks for redeeming your Super Mario All-Stars?
I don't know. I did not look into that.
Could be lost to history.
All right. So I found an image. All right. I'm sending you a link right now just because this is the worst we've ever done. See it?
What the hell is this? What is this? So there's two variants of this. So one is the sticker on the box, and this sticker looks nothing like the first one. This is a yellow one that says certificate at the top, and that has a big star flash that says free game offer. But they're both talking about the same thing.
Yes.
Can you find these? Are these like obtainable?
I do not know.
What maniac didn't peel off the sticker to get a free game? I don't care if I already had the game. I would pay the $3 to get another copy of the game. I could probably trade it with my friend for his copy of Stargate. Because I know I'm going to trade it for some piece of shit game because I'm not getting something good when I make a trade. I only make bad trades as a kid. All right, that's pretty cool, Johnny.
Thank you for the validation, Tyler, and finally believing me, because you sat here for 10 minutes and did not fucking believe me. But all right, here we go.
Console Variations says it is estimated that between 1,000 and 5,000 of this variation were made, and they're basing that based on absolutely nothing and pulling that number out of their ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Johnny, you want to hear about an Atari game?
I sure do.
We're going to talk about another hot, juicy one that caused a little bit of stir in the Collector's Quest Discord a couple years ago.
Ooh.
Johnny, Video Life. Another one of these games that you would look at like the rarest games ever, and Video Life will be on there by Comavid. Comavid? I'm going to say Comavid. Comavid came out with an Atari 2600 programming tool called the Magic Card. This is not a video game. It's you lets you program the Atari 2600, comes with a big ol' instruction manual, super boring nerd shit, only available via mail order, I think. But that's not what we're talking about. If you ordered the Magic Card, which is already a really rare Atari 2600 accessory, you were given the opportunity to buy Video Life. So they sent you some other advertisement and they're like, hey, you're dumb enough to mail order stuff from us? Maybe you want to mail order Video Life too. And then Video Life is not really a game. If you know what Conway's Game of Life is, Video Life is just an implementation of Conway's Game of Life on Atari 2600. Conway's Game of Life, it's a quote-unquote life simulation where you have a grid of squares and you set it up with a certain number of squares that are alive, and then all the squares that aren't alive are dead, and then it goes through iterations, and then every cycle of the game, depending on how many squares are around a square that are alive, it either turns to life, stays alive, or dies. Does that make sense, Johnny? Did I describe that at all in a comprehensible way? So it makes pretty square patterns on your TV. You could just Google Conway's Game of Life. It's a very popular thing for like beginner programmers to implement. Why you would need to buy this on a Atari cartridge? I have no idea. Maybe Conway's Game of Life was like a popular thing in computer science circles, but I think was it implemented in the 70s? I literally have a saved search for the first time Conway's Game of Life was published in a magazine.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I've got some dumb saved searches. So the stir that this caused, Johnny, do you remember 2021? You might remember it as the time video games were the most expensive they've ever been.
Oh, I remember those times. They were sad times.
There was a super nice copy of Video Life that showed up on eBay. And I went through the Discord, I found my quote, and I said, if this sells for less than $10,000, the Atari video game market is dead. And the auction's gone now, but I think it sold for like $3,000 or $4,000, which, yes, is a lot for an Atari game, but for Video Life, that was like really low. Like in 2021, something to not sell for a blowaway all-time high price, that was crazy. And I remember this because VG Collectaholic had a bid that was thousands of dollars more than that, but his snipe failed. I don't know what his bid was, but I know it was much higher. Like, I would not have guessed this went for $3,000 just because of how rare it is. To give, I know price charting's not great. To give some impression of the rarity, price charting tracks one sale. It's a loose cartridge from 2009. So I'm really sorry that, Scott, you didn't get this game. I imagine you still don't have a Video Life. But yeah, go get a Video Life. It's like a double mail order exclusive because you had to mail order something to get the opportunity to mail order the other thing. Crazy.
What a complicated amount of steps. Okay, Tyler, I'm going to talk to you about something really boring real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry to all the listeners. I apologize. I'm bringing this up because this is like its own weird nightmare territory, and I really want someone to do basically what we do. Like, I want someone to do a So You Want to Collect on Skylanders figures so I can understand everything that's going on. Because it's sheer madness. So, did you know that there was a bunch of mail-away Skylander figures? I'm counting these as video game items because you play them with video games. But did you know that?
Johnny, I know nothing about Skylanders, so okay. No, I did not know this.
So, okay, the one that most people are familiar with are these little sidekicks, and they were mini Skylanders that if you mailed away UPCs to Frito-Lay, and this is in like the 2010s to like 2012-ish time frame, right? You would get a little 4-pack of Skylander minis. They were like bringing back the UPC thing. Weird, right? So
that is, yeah, to still do the UPC thing and like clearly the age of the internet. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
How many people did that?
Well, I did for my wife because she was super into these dumb Skylanders. So there's variants on the bases of these. So you could either get green bases or red bases. And forgive me for not having enough info on this. I don't know what the difference is. And there's like one other like eventually they were through Frito-Lay at one point, only through Frito-Lay. Then they wound up going to GameStop, and then they came back with another promotion where you could get like a Barkley sidekick that wasn't in the original set of 4 because it was the whole Frito-Lay thing is kind of actually a nightmare if you look into these things. And you're thinking, okay, well, at least it's just these 4 sidekicks, right? There clearly wouldn't be any more. I guess Barkley was in the initial one. Anyways, he came back twice. There's also like a Halloween giveaway one that they did, like a full-size one. They had prizes, Tyler, and you're thinking, okay, who cares? Like, how much could this prize Skylander be through Frito? This Firebone hot dog with a clear green flame. Oh, it's going for $170. That
Still,
sounds stupid.
like I could go on eBay right now and find one that's going for $170.
Yeah, you're like, that sounds so stupid, Tyler. But what about with the Redbone? That one sold for like 120, but people are asking 400. In package, it went for $160. You got people who took a best offer with the purple bone version of this. There's multiple color bones on this. It's the same figure with just the ends of the bone are different color. And that thing's like, took a best offer of 400. The Trap Team one, the minis were all from Trap Team, by the way, and they go for like $15 each. The green bone you can find for like $78, but you're like, that's dumb. How many of these things exist? But there's also this rare bronze one that was the Halloween, and it was called Fright Rider. That was a special offer. Plus there was a Moss one that was it's a Stump Smash, and he was a moss covered variant that you could only get as a mail away through Frito-Lay. Tyler, it's just...
Johnny, okay. I've heard multiple people argue. I realize I'm not in this generation. I've heard multiple people say Skylanders are going to become a thing. Too many people grew up with it for it to not become a thing. Skylanders are never going to become a thing. Toys to Life is never going to become a thing. Fight me on that. Play devil's advocate, Johnny, because
all right, Tyler,
when I think of basically consoles that have rotated through the nostalgia cycle, and now let's say like Super Nintendo has kind of rotated past the nostalgia cycle. I think now is more the time where N64 and GameCube are the kind of the eras that people who are like around 30 who just got a bunch of money because they're doing well in life for the first time kind of thing. They're buying all their childhood stuff back.
Okay.
Right.
Let's fast forward. Okay. So these were out in 2012, right? So let's say that 2009 to like 2013-ish was the age of these Toys to Life, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like 10 years old then at that point in life. Is that like a good age?
Sure. Makes sense.
Okay. So we got to get 10 years past that. So right now I'm 20, right? And this year I'm like 20 at the high end.
So in
right?
10 years, Skylander's going to be a thing.
So when I hit about like 25, right? 28. So in the next 5 to 10 years, these are going to start to take off. So we haven't hit the point where these things should be taking off.
I know we have not hit the point yet.
No, but I want to show you some things, okay? Mr. Doubter, Mr. Non-Believer. You don't think Skylanders are a thing? Okay, hey, guess what? On January 10th, Tyler, this Swap Force hot dog limited edition Frito-Lay with the purple bone, he sold for $157 with 6 bids,
care.
Tyler.
Some people can be wrong and make bad purchases.
Oh, but on January 12th, the red bone edition sold for $122. And on January 5th, the purple in package, a best offer of less than $400 was accepted, Tyler.
I'm not saying there's not a weird community that will collect the rarest Skylanders for high prices. Saying,
Tyler, just solds for Frito-Lay in the last month, there's 40 solds.
Johnny, if you look at the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, there is so much for that game. It's a work of art. It's a Mario game. It's a first-party Nintendo game. It's one of the best Super Nintendo games. It is still fun to this day. It has not aged a day. It comes in a cardboard box, so there's some collectible conditional scarcity to it. It's also relatively cheap as a cartridge, so either way, if you want the expensive, rare thing or you want just the cheaper way to play it, it appeals to both sides of the collecting spectrum there. Skylanders... If you are not in that, 6 to 13 years old when Skylanders was a thing, no one outside that will ever care about Skylanders. No one will be like, oh yeah, my kid was into Skylanders. Maybe I should look into collecting the rare mail-away Skylanders figures.
It's based off a super hot property in Spyro? Are you saying that Spyro has no appeal?
Yeah. Yes, also, I am saying that.
Okay, incorrect. Okay, Spyro is a long-standing franchise, my friend. Okay, PS1, it's still going strong today. Spyro.
Okay,
all right. There's Spyro on the Switch. In fact, I think 3 years ago they were selling Spyro games that came with socks.
That's a good pack-in.
It is a good pack-in. They also had Crash, same kind of pack-in. GameStop exclusive, I believe. Anyways, Tyler, I'm just telling you, people like to collect toys, and these were toys for video games that added something into the game. It's hard for me to devil's advocate on this because I think Skylanders are like pretty corner case because I don't actually. Skylanders just opened a feature that was already in the game, whereas I think like Amiibos and the Lego ones, like I think the content was on the item itself, wasn't like pre-baked into the game. So unsure.
I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. I don't think.
Well, I'm just saying, like, so one of them is content and one of them is not.
Okay, I'm just saying. I scroll through a lot of collectible garbage on YouTube. I get videos for Marvel cards. I get videos for stamps. I cannot imagine a future where I'm scrolling and there's like guy with the shocked YouTube face and it's like, I bought a Skylanders for how much?
Oh, bullshit. That is 100%. There's already that video. That video already exists. Go look. I'm going to YouTube right now.
YouTube's never shown it to me. I believe this is a very small, weird, insular niche community. I believe there's probably a Skylanders Reddit where they talk about all their coolest Skylanders. I'm just saying, I don't think this is ever going to be like a thing that people who aren't in that tiny range ever care about.
How much does it cost to complete your Skylanders collection day? Reselling. This guy was shocked. How to resell? Oh, man. Expensive Skylanders. This guy wearing a Survivor hat for some reason and bandana around. Yeah, there are definitely.
Man, this is an active subreddit. Damn, there's a post in the last 5 minutes about some rare Skylanders Imaginators fire creation crystal. Oh my god, this Reddit is too active. Like, not a lot of upvotes, but how is there still so much activity?
Do you know Double Jump Games?
Double Jump?
Store. Yeah, he's on IG. Like, we used to talk. Yeah. Anyways, he's got a sad YouTube face video. We paid way too much for the Skylander starter pack.
Okay. Oh. No. When I'm talking about how Skylanders are garbage, I'm not counting any kind of boxed bundle because there are console collectors who will go after like that Wii U, like no colors on the box bundle. I'm talking about the individual figures. Yeah.
There are a lot of Skylanders videos. There's a lot of recent Skylanders videos.
I'm going to get so much hate mail. People are going to be like, dude, the Skylanders community is huge. And you have a blind eye to it. The algorithm's just not showing this to you. You need to show some interest in Skylanders.
Man, I'm so fucking sad I typed Skylanders into my YouTube. Damn it.
No, see, I'm literally doing that right now because I want the algorithm to show me more Skylanders bullshit.
Oh. Man, you know what's sad? There's a video called "How Much Does It Cost to Buy Every Skylander Variant?" and I'm like, maybe I'm gonna watch it. Anyways, Tyler.
All right. Maybe I'm just not in this circle. Maybe I'll come back in 5 years.
Okay, so apologies to any of our big Skylander people. I don't have not for Tyler's malice. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is like I don't really have like the best information. There was just I just thought it was quaint that there was a lot of Fritos mail away stuff. And I was just like, oh yeah, there was these minis. And then I like looked and suddenly there was like 5 other Skylander Frito mail away things. And and they were expensive and it threw me for a loop. And I was very shocked. Go check it out. Go type in Skylander and Frito into eBay and see what you find. It's kind of madness. Yeah. Now my wife has these 4, and now I like, what color basis does she have? I don't know. Now I got to go look. It's very annoying. Soothe me with an Atari game.
No, I'm done with Atari games. I don't want to get too deep into that lest everyone turns off the podcast. But I'm going to bring up a game we've probably brought up on the show a bunch of times. Power Strike for the Sega Master System. Johnny, I don't care that Power Strike is maybe not the literal rarest Sega Master System game. It is a mail order exclusive. It might be one of those games that showed up in Steam.
It's pretty rare though. Like,
I don't care.
As far as Master
it's uncommon
in the US.
I mean, they show up. They kind of show up more than I would expect, considering like it's a newsletter mail away. Like this was distributed. It was heavily advertised in whatever Sega newsletter. What was the newsletter? Team Sega newsletter.
Yep.
There was like an order form on the back.
To be fair, everything is advertised in the Team Sega newsletter. Like if you want mail away offers galore, We'll
Yes.
just open up a Team Sega newsletter.
It's almost like
You
it
can
was
mail
just
in
a
for-
way to get kids to order dumb shit.
Yeah, so much.
You think of Sega Master System as already like not the most popular console that was ever released, and then there was
Not in the U.S.
a mail order only game, and it wasn't just like only mail order. They advertised it as you could only get this game if you mail order it from this stupid catalog. But like you go on eBay, there's probably at least a couple complete in box copies on eBay. And they go for $100 to $300, and I think like the $300 are an outlier. I'd say closer to like $125 to $175. There was a Wata graded one that went for like $125 just a couple of months ago.
It's a compile shooter. Like,
Yeah, so that's the thing. So the coolest game on Sega Master System is Buster Douglas, maybe Sonic with the UPC. Which, great, I like my Sonic UPC, but honestly, Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Master System, not the version of Sonic I care about. Buster Douglas fucking sucks. Buster Douglas is a side view boxing game. There are a couple games like this. The Rocky on Sega Master. How is there another Master System game like this? They're
How about
fucking
Alf?
garbage.
Alf?
I don't think Alf is in the same conversation as the games we're talking about. Maybe Alf has gone up in value in the world.
Alf has gone up in value. I think you're underrating Alf.
Let's just say you can get
It's
this
not
for
the blue label.
$150. Like, this game fucking rules on a console that, like, I do not like the Sega Master System, especially the US library. Power Strike is a game like I can immediately get in, and like there are not a lot of like really cool, fast, and like lots of bullets, complicated 8-bit shooters. Like Power Strike is not the most complex game in the world, but it's not like it doesn't feel like it's a game from like 1982. Like it's not like Xevious. Power Strike's a pretty fucking cool game. Why isn't it the most expensive Sega Master System game?
Maybe because it's the stripped down version and there's the better version in Europe.
I don't care. That is something to watch out for. The US version has the blue and white cover. If it's a color cover, that's the PAL version.
Why is that something important to look for? Because I think a lot of the PAL audience, or a lot of the audience for Sega Master System, is European or not US. So I think if they're looking around, like, they would just buy the better version.
Okay, Johnny, here's why you should look out, because I'm not sure that the European version was a mail order exclusive, and if you're listening to this episode, you want some mail order exclusives.
I understand. I'm just telling you that, like,
Okay.
You asked why, and like, it's also part of. I'm gonna say it wrong, but do you say Aleste or do you say Aliste?
I think it's Aleste.
Aleste. Is there an accent on the E?
There is. They say it in like the cutscenes of the game. I learned this relatively recently.
Okay, so anyway, it's also part of that series. So it's not just like a shooting game. It's also a popular series. Yeah. Anyways,
it was released at Toys R Us later in its life. So actually,
yes.
Forget all of my mail order exclusive elitism there. I don't care. Power Strike is fucking rad compared to Buster Douglas. And it's not like Buster Douglas is crazy rare. Like Buster Douglas comes up. I don't care that Power Strike isn't the rarest. It's the coolest of the uncommon rare Sega Master System games.
So about the Toys R Us thing, like this is like all the mailways, like the very last dregs of it got like just released into Toys R Us, supposedly. I haven't seen proof of this, but there people say this. May or may not be true. Take that with a grain of salt. And even if it was released in Toys R Us, like probably not that many of these were made in general. It probably didn't have a big print run like a big game like Alf, which does sell for over $150, Tower.
Johnny, we live in the world where Super Mario Brothers has surpassed Stadium Events as the cool guy game, and more than just rarity is mattering at the top end now. And I'm saying it's time for Power Strike to be the most expensive American Sega Master System game. I know there's rarer stuff in Europe. That's all kind of crazy stuff. And you know what? I'm not saying that Power Strike should be like $1,000 or whatever Buster Douglas is. I'm saying it's time for James Buster Douglas to be a $70
dethroned.
Game.
time for it to be KO'd.
Yes.
Time to KO Buster Douglas. But I also think, like, if you're gonna say, I'm gonna refute you and say that maybe Golden Axe Warrior.
Oh my God, Golden Axe Warrior fucking rules too.
Right?
Man, I'm talking about how much I don't like Sega Master System, but I mean, Power Strike's good, but Golden Axe Warrior, that game fucking rules. Like, that would be a top 10 Zelda game.
Yeah. Also, just like people talking about top 5 Zelda games and putting Skyward Sword in there, just kill me.
No person on earth has ever done that, Johnny. Don't even say
They literally did that in our Discord.
First of all, it was the top 5 3D Zelda games they were talking about, and it's crazy that Skyward Sword would even make that.
Yeah. Agreed. Anyways, you and I are both weirdos who think that's the worst Zelda game.
I don't think that's a weird opinion at all.
Okay. I hope not. Anyways, Tyler, any more you want to say about Power Strike?
Nope. Buy it.
Okay.
Buy it. Whatever.
Look,
like, if you can get it, if you're like, sometimes this comes up for like $115 range. If you can get a complete in box one, it's got like a poster. You can get it for that. Like, just buy it. It's worth it.
It's cool.
It'll always be cool.
It's totally cool. Did you finally get one?
Yeah, I got one a while ago.
Remember when I tried to sell you one and you're like, no?
I'm a fool. I don't know why.
It was like $50, Tyler. You should just get this. And you're like, no, I don't want it. Okay, so I'm going to go with another like weird outlier. And this is just a funny anecdote. I'm not going to talk too much about it. So guys, have you seen the Star Fox watch? It's like one of the LCD watch games for Nintendo. People love these things. They love to just like lay them in their collection. It's just a tchotchke and I hate them. The Star Fox watch is kind of giant. Anyways, originally this thing was a stupid mail away offer. But here's the funny thing, Tyler. If you were going to pick a cereal that's like a regular cereal, not like an expensive one, not like something you would eat, nothing with bran. What cereal would you pick to attach the Star Fox watch to as a mail away offer?
Lucky Charms. It's for the kids.
Oh, how about cornflakes?
Well, I mean, cornflakes sounds like they might need a reason to attract some child people to purchase it.
Man, cornflakes, just like, I mean, unless you love like fruit in your cereal, there's just like not a reason to have cornflakes, I think. Yeah. Anyways.
I think cornflakes are all right, but I don't think you'd be surprised by that opinion.
No. And super bland. Yeah. Right up your alley. Not enough fiber though, Tyler. Like why would you even buy that instead of bran flakes? Even I'm like, I would just buy bran flakes over this because cornflakes literally do nothing for you. Anyways, we're not a cereal podcast, but not only was it with cornflakes, Tyler, it was with only the largest box of cornflakes could you get this mail away offer. And you had to buy multiple and then send in your UPCs to get this Star Fox watch. Hey, guess what? That promotion didn't go well. So eventually it was later sold in stores.
Well, that makes it good because then that's a fun thing that you can actually maybe find. Is this one of these watches? Were they the ones that came in the blister packs, or did they come in like the nice faux kind of watch box?
I didn't look into that. Let's see.
So you said that everybody loves these little shitty LCD watches. Fun fact, I do not sell very many things out of my collection, but I had one of those Super Mario World watches complete in box, and I just could not stand looking at it anymore, and I got rid of that. Oh, that's like something I got rid of, like in high school or something. I just do not care about LCD.
It comes in the faux watch box. It comes in it, and like people love to talk about this thing being ultra rare, and it is hideous, Tyler. I think these things are so ugly.
I'm not
like people want to. I do not like these watches. I don't want the Zelda watch, and you know how much I love Zelda. I don't want that. You don't want the Super Mario watch, and you're a huge Super Mario stan.
I mean, I wouldn't sell that today. I'd be like, oh, this says Mario on it. I better keep this. But yeah, back when Mario was just common bullshit, I was like, yeah, I don't want this Super Mario World watch.
So, and you know how I said it came in like the box, but there's also a version of this thing from Nelsonic that comes in just a blister pack.
Okay. I'm guessing that's the one you got when you mailed away for it.
Yeah.
Johnny, you know what? Bonus item, Tecmo games on NES, from like the late 80s, maybe like early 90s, 1990. They came with I bet Joe could tell me exactly which Tecmo games came with this, but they came with an insert for a G-Shock Casio watch. And that was one of the first things I thought of when we were thinking of this episode. And then I looked at the insert. I think the insert's like ridiculous. I think you have to buy like 5 Tecmo games. You have to buy like a ridiculous number of video games to get a free watch. And I thought it would be like, oh man, this is the Ninja Gaiden watch. This is the insert that came with Ninja Gaiden. It's probably like some cool ass Tecmo watch. No, it's just a regular ass G-Shock Casio watch. So now that I know this, like, this watch cannot be that expensive. So I need to just go find this watch, and I'll have the Ninja Gaiden watch.
That would be pretty cool.
So definitely doing that after dark, right after the show. I'm going to go find that watch.
Outstanding. Oh, also, I just want to throw more out about this. I've seen like at least 3 alternate packaging for this watch, and they keep getting worse. So just, there's the one like the folding faux watch box. There's like a hard plastic blister. And then there's a 1994 version, which is just like a cardboard with like that loose plastic film over the top. So, and it's all the same watch.
Johnny, let me make 2 recommendations here. My first recommendation is don't collect this watch. Don't collect LCD watches. Unless that's your thing.
You know, there is VGA graded ones. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Second, this is a category I have loosely looked into. There are a lot of Nintendo and video game promo cereal boxes with just like tchotchkes like this. Mail away for hats, mail away for t-shirts. I think I've got a
promo shirt.
I've got a Star Fox Frosted Mini Wheats box. It might also advertise this watch. I'm not even sure. These are things that, like, there's a weird cereal box hoarder collector community, and they throw up their cereal boxes. And if you are looking for a specific box, god damn, it is hard to find a specific cereal box. Because who saves a cereal box for 40 years? It is beyond crazy people stuff to both save that and then list it on eBay in a way where you would be able to find it individually. It is real crazy people stuff searching for cereal boxes.
Hold on.
Okay.
I just want you to know, if you want to buy this Nintendo Kellogg's Corn Flakes box with Star Fox on it, it's empty, but you can get it right now on eBay for $53 with free shipping.
Fucking exactly. So when you do find these cereal boxes, like, I think $50 is expensive. I think the most I've paid for a cereal box is like $30.
See, and I'm like, I thought that sounded reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a specific box, like for some whatever reason you'd be looking for a specific cereal box, like $50 I would probably pay. I just think this is a cool category that is like totally not well enough documented. And like, if you find some cool cereal boxes with Nintendo promos on it, it's not the kind of thing everyone's going to have in their collection, like the Super Mario Amiibo cereal box and the Pokemon cereal boxes that were specifically saved as collectibles. No one is saving Frosted Mini Wheats plus the Star Fox hat promo box.
Yeah, I mean, also, I think you'll find, like, this is going to be less well documented than the Nintendo Entertainment or the Nintendo Cereal System boxes, which people are going to have, like, well documented. So these ones are, you know, pretty well. Also, so far, I've just... Cornflakes has another box with a Nintendo watch on it. There's multiple. Cornflakes got multiple watch offers.
So, Johnny, I got this Frosted Mini Wheats box, and then while I was Googling it, I discovered there was another Nintendo Frosted Mini Wheats box. So then I had to go, of course, set up a save search and find that one. I didn't remove my save search accidentally, and then I found a third Nintendo Frosted Mini Wheats box. And at that point, I was like, I can't get into cereal box collecting. I didn't realize how deep this rabbit hole goes, and now I don't buy cereal boxes, but could be something for someone.
Oh, I think they're super cool, but it's not me. I'm not the guy doing this.
Yeah. Except for Chex Quest, I think is the coolest. That's a totally different thing because that was packed in. You know what? I'm not even going to say Chex Quest. I'm going to say cereal boxes that were packed in with a PC game because they're always PC games. I think those are cool as shit. And there's a bunch of those. There's like Lion King, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Anyway, what are we talking? You talked about that. Johnny, you done with your cereal stuff?
Yeah, I was done. I was just
all right,
throwing that back out about the additional stuff.
I got one more thing on this list that I actually care about to talk about. It's something I don't even own, but this is another one of those things where, like, I thought this is kind of a little bit of a cool guy thing to own, I think, for people who collect Sega Genesis. It's the Airbuster glove. And this is a very well-known very well-known mail away. This is a glove that covers your thumb, so when you're playing Airbuster, you don't get blisters on your thumb because the game is so intense.
Oh my gosh.
But this wasn't even, I mean, this was an insert, but you didn't even have to look in the box to see this. On the back of the box, literally the picture of the glove is like, free mail away glove. Whoa, you need a glove to play this game. That's how intense it is.
It is pretty cool.
But like that's bigger than like the screenshots on the back. It's just like in your face advertising that you can get a fucking glove. And it's just like a shitty black weightlifting glove that says Conoco on it.
Sure does. Got that Velcro strap.
I mean, the interesting thing to me is that if I mail ordered a like shitty cheap glove that essentially has no purpose, it's not even electronic. It is such a thing that when I moved, when there was a garage sale, when we were loading up a box to send to Goodwill, this is not a thing that would have made the cut or things to keep. It is insane to me that these are around. Like Airbuster isn't the most common game ever either. But these gloves are kind of around. There are 2 of them on eBay right now. One of them with the game for $359, which, yeah, that's a lot of money, but that's not like an insane amount of money if this is something you really needed to have. And like, if you didn't buy that, another one would eventually show up. I just think it's an interesting Sega Genesis collectible.
So I'll give you a reason why it does survive. Because you can take this glove and squeeze it into the box with the game.
But you could do that with like 3D glasses is the set that you're documenting right now. How many of those games with 3D glasses had the 3D glasses put back in the box? 2%?
So many are not. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, but the glove is a little heftier, like, and less likely to be used in 3D glasses. I think, like, you put on 3D glasses, they're instantly destroyed, and you're like, oh, that was fun, trash them.
So, the other thing...
I think it's just a gimmick, like, you had to mail away for it, so you went through the effort, so you care more about it. A 3D glasses is something that's just included with the box, and a gimmick you're more likely to try, so I just think those become more disposable.
I guess. But so the thing with the glove also is that if someone saw a Star Fox LCD watch at a flea market, they'd be like, "Oh, collectible Nintendo shit! I'm gonna put this on eBay." If someone saw one of these Airbuster gloves, it's just a black glove that says Conoco on it. Like no one knows what this is who's searching for shit to flip at flea markets. It's just crazy that these kind of come up sometimes. We've talked about it before, Johnny. Give me something more interesting than the Airbuster.
Okay. So you were talking about Old Man Cool Stuff, and this is one that I meant to put on our Old Man Cool Stuff episode. And I'm glad I didn't now because and we can debate how to say this. I always say Faria, but also it is like definitely the word Faria, the map for Faria for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I'm sorry, it's Faria?
Yeah, I believe it's a Spanish word, right? Faria.
Oh, I was going to guess that it's
here in
like
Ventura called Faria.
Weird. I was gonna think like, is it like a Famicom game? Is it like Fazanadu? Is it Faria? Faria for Famicom?
It's in Japan. It's known as Freya Funin no Tsujuri or something. I'm not here to pronounce things correctly. I am bad at this. Also, the game has a subtitle which never gets said, and it's a world of mystery and danger with an exclamation point. And it's like a little scroll under the name, but no one ever writes that down. I don't think I ever even wrote that down, but there it is. It is does have a subtitle. Anyways, this game had like a cool guy item with it, and it's that if you ever did the mail-in offer and you got the map, because when you play an RPG, you want those maps, and it's crazy that they didn't just include it. But yeah, there was an offer in the box where you could just mail away, get yourself a little map. Usually goes for like between $100 to $300. Doesn't show up very often. Every time I miss an open auction on one, I'm sad. This is an item that I have had a yearning for a long time, but like the idea of spending like over $100 on a map also hurts my feelings a lot. So I haven't been able to like make myself buy it.
All right, Johnny, two things. One, is it a mail away offer for the map? Does it come with like an insert that you have to mail away?
I don't know if I thought it was just in the manual. Now you're making me question.
Okay, I was gonna say like, is it a paper map? Because if they printed a piece of paper and put it in the
Yeah.
box instead of printing a bigger piece of paper and putting it in the box, that's kind of a dick move.
So let me look real quick and see if anyone has a complete one with an offer sheet.
Okay.
My box does not have an offer sheet.
Yeah, it's in the manual. It's page 33 of the manual. All right, so this is probably a condition sensitive thing then, because you want to make sure that the back of your Faria manual isn't cut out. I mean, I understand this is probably a lot more desirable if you have a busted manual, but you have the map. But Johnny, is your game really complete if it doesn't have the map offer in it?
No, it's not. So also, what you'll see is there's a lot of this game that don't have the manual at all.
Ooh.
So this is one of these games where you can very much wind up with not having a manual. If you were lucky, sometimes you could photocopy these things and send them out, and the companies wouldn't care. But most kids or moms did not give a shit about that.
Oh, I need to keep my manual in mint condition. Mom, spend 7 cents at the library to photocopy this.
Said it's a thing you could have done, but usually didn't. Anyways, a lot of the game does not have the manual, so keep an eye out for that. And this game can get kind of expensive. Like, it's not like a cheap game to pick up, and it's only like getting more expensive, weirdly. So I guess that's not weird. I guess that's
yeah,
games. I guess that's games.
Video games.
But it's a game that I was always like, that's not too bad. And then every time I look at it again, I'm like, gosh, damn, look at that thing.
It is pretty well hidden, unless they advertise this on the box. Did they advertise the map on the box?
They do. Yeah,
okay.
It's in the left-hand corner of the box. It's like right on there. This is one of those like, hey, do you read the box?
It is literally the last page in the manual after the FCC regulations and warranty page. So like they're like really shoving it back there. I think it would actually be pretty cool to have a manual with that part cut out, but also have the map. Just because I feel like that tells kind of a story, but it would maybe drive me insane too. I don't know.
I don't care about things like that. I think that would be very cool because that would show like just a little bit of provenance. Like, this was the guy who owned this, and like that to me would be super cool.
Does the map fit in the box? Because there was like a day that I thought that the map came with the game.
I think yes, you can fold it to fit in there. I don't know if
or did people just fold it to fit in there?
No, they definitely folded it to mail it to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. Faria
Super cool item. I love it. Anyways, what do you want? There's more on this list you could talk about.
Is there, man? I don't.
Yeah, you could. I see some stuff you could talk about on here. You don't want to talk about any of these?
No.
Fine.
We talked about the stupid Cisco figure for Deep Space Nine Crossroads of Time. You've brought that up like multiple times on the show.
No,
before.
I have not. No, that's a Stefan thing. Stefan owns this, and he's a DS9 stan. Anyways, this was the interesting thing about it. I think the figure in production was limited to 4,000. So there's a Commando Cisco figure. This is a Star Trek Playmates action figure that you could mail away for. It is kind of expensive. It's over $100 figure. People are asked as high as 400 on it. And it is, if you mailed away, there's an offer in the DS9 Crossroads of Time game for the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. There you go. Interesting.
Johnny, there's only one other thing that we even wrote down that I care about. I want to hear about the Earthworm Jim 3 promotional item. I'll let you tell people what it is.
You want me to okay. I got a few more things on the list to talk about, but we'll get into Earthworm Jim right now. Anyways, hey, Earthworm Jim had a pager. Hey, remember those? Remember when in the 90s that there was these pagers? This, though, was a more advanced pager, Tyler. And it was one of these ones where you could send lines of text to people, like a sentence. Oh my God, you were such a pro. Anyways, Earthworm Jim, there's a big pager. There's actually like a sticker of a pager on the damn game, which is really weird. When you see it, you're like, what? They just put a sticker of a pager on there? Kind of big, kind of obnoxious. Anyways, it's a Motorola Worldline Flex. And there was an offer in this. You could mail away. This is via Rockstar, because Rockstar is the one who published this game. So they offered this pager and some airtime minutes. So the value was said to be about $150. And this was, so even though the promo was on this game, you could mail in UPCs from other games that were going on because this was actually a holiday offer from Rockstar. The pager did have the Rockstar logo on it. And there were some more unique things that would happen if you were an owner of one of these pagers. Tyler, they would send you secret cheat codes. They would also send you like promotional, like, hey, this game just came out. They would send you upcoming Rockstar info. There's a form in the box that talks to you about this. But yeah, like you would just get random spam. We call it spam now from Rockstar telling you about stuff, but they also had exclusive contents and they give you some deets. That's kid lingo, I think, or used to be. Anyways, details on what this pager could do. Hey, it could store up to 2,200 total characters. Can you believe that? It holds up to 16 personal messages.
All right.
16 of them.
So I imagine that this pager is like a generic Motorola Flex pager or whatever. But if you find the one that has like the Earthworm Jim cheat codes, like the messages still on the pager, that's a priceless artifact right there.
Dude, if you find one with the Rockstar logo on it, you're a winner.
Oh, the pager's unique. It has a Rockstar logo on it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, shit.
Yep. So put that Motorola Worldline Flex, and sometimes they put it FLX. So I might just be careful with how you put your search in there. Anyways, it's got silent vibration or 8 musical choices, 8 of them. It's got locks for important messages so you can save them. Also, when you change the battery, it saves your messages. Oh my God, Tyler, amazing. 3 built-in alarm clocks. Holy shit.
This ad was also included in Grand Theft Auto on Game Boy Color?
Possibly. I told you it was the Rockstar lineup for that holiday season. This was
also on Grand Theft Auto 2? Okay, so there's multiple games that had this offer in it.
Yeah, but Earthworm Jim is the one that has like the pager sticker right on the front.
Yeah.
Does Rockstar, does Grand Theft Auto on the Game Boy actually have the pager logo on it too?
It doesn't, but I'm looking at a copy of the game that has the insert in it.
Okay, yeah. And the inserts are different sizes on the Game Boy ones because the N64 one is an N64 roughly like almost the size of a manual. I mean, the length and width.
So people know. So now I'm not sure if the insert is the same, but there is 0 copies in eBay sold that have that insert, and there's 1 copy ending tomorrow. This show is not going to be out. But it's already selling it's at like a $30 premium right now. It's going for like $160. I bet it goes for more. Just because the pager, it's like one of those inserts that's called out on the box, so I think it's way cooler.
Yeah.
Also, the pager insert on N64, definitely not the same one as Game Boy Color. It's bigger. Cool stuff. Yeah, I definitely don't have that insert if I even have Earthworm Jim 3 complete, so that's good stuff.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, now I have to go in mine and look and see if I actually have the pager offer. All right, I've got a couple more on here that I'll be quick with. Hey, there was a Virtual Boy. Maybe you heard of it. There was a giant sticker on a lot of them that came with free batteries because that thing ate batteries and people didn't just buy a plug for it, apparently. That is not a portable, guys. That's just a console with a headset. Not a portable system. Just buy a plug. You aren't traveling with this thing. You're not walking around with the Virtual Boy on your head. Anyways,
one, don't collect batteries, obviously, even if you find the original sealed Virtual Boy batteries. 2, I think the AC chargers are kind of expensive for those, and I know that because I'm pretty sure I bought 2 of them. But the ones in Japan are still available like new old stock. So if you need a Virtual Boy AC charger, I think they're cheaper in Japan. They're probably the same. I don't know.
All right.
Hot tip.
So I got 2 more things to talk about, but it's the same kind of thing. We're talking about more pewter figures, Tyler. Hey, Gauntlet
yay.
Legacy.
Gauntlet Legends, my favorite.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, Legends?
Yep.
Did I type Legacy? Yeah. Anyways,
I think Dark Legacy is a different Gauntlet game for like PS2.
So this is Gauntlet, and it's on the PS1 and on the Dreamcast, and it has an offer for pewter figures. Yes, there is the one on the N64, which comes with a figure that is exclusive to that one only. But on the other 2 systems, on the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 1, there was an offer in the manual, and you could mail away for it's not just one figure, but a pack of figures. And it says on the back of the figures, Warrior, Valkyrie, Wizard, Archer, Scorn. But these aren't necessarily the miniatures that you will get in your little limited edition miniature pack. And it's just a little cardboard with a plastic blister over it. And they're just tossed in there haphazardly, just like, not real cool. These things are always in bad condition if you can find a nice one. There's also a ton of these pewter figures for Gauntlet. They come it's not completely random, but if you look at these limited edition miniature packs, which usually contain 5, it's not always the same figure lineup. So be careful, ignore what the box says. But yeah, you can get those for both of them. And then here is one that most people don't think about, but also has an offer for a pewter figure, and that is Warhammer Dark Omen for the PS1. So this game this is unique because there's a sticker on the outside of the case. This is on the case itself, so you have to be careful from case swaps because they all have this little offer on it. So if someone cracked that case and switched it, or you got a broken hinge, you're kind of screwed because the sticker is on the front of it, and it just says free Gauntlet, or I'm sorry, free pewter Citadel, free metal Citadel figure. The European one has different wording on it, but it comes to the same, that you can get this little figure, and it could also be picked up at game stores, or it could be mailed away for. This was in 1998, so I don't think it was a unique figure in the instruction manual, or in the insert that comes with the game. This is not in the manual. This is a little insert that they added in after. It says that the figure may vary, and it says, go to your game store to pick up. So I don't know if this was they had a little bag of promos, but I think it was like a little one pack of figures that were available, because I did some searching and I didn't see a free promo figure from that time frame that would have coincided with this. So I think it was a generic toy you could have got, kind of like the Jurassic Park one.
Okay, it was probably a Games Workshop figures. That's what they sell. So
yes,
they make a lot of promo figures.
I got one more. I got one more thing real quick. So Thousand Arms. Do you know Thousand Arms? It's an RPG for the PS1.
Yep.
Okay, so this game was cool. It comes with a little lenticular thing inside, and it comes with memory card stickers, but it also comes with an offer where you could get a multimedia CD, which was the soundtrack and some screensavers and some images and stuff that you can go get. You can still find this thing on eBay. Screensavers, soundtrack, and other stuff on there. It's called Screensaver Multimedia Soundtrack. It's got some weird language, weird wording on it, but you can go find that on eBay. This was an additional offer, so they could really load you up on this if you wanted. And you can find that soundtrack for $20 or $30, and that's a pretty cool little thing to put next to your disc, because it will come in a cardboard sleeve, so you can't fit it in the PlayStation game. But you can put it beside it. That's it. Right. That is some more mail away stuff. Woo!
All right. Honestly, the only thing I have to say to those last 3 things I don't really care about. Surprising price fact on Gauntlet Legends, maybe? Because I think the Gauntlet Legends with the figure, there's not a lot of interesting variants on N64. At least that people ever talk about or care about. It's you got the big stuff you bring up, like the Rampage with the plush figure, and this Gauntlet with the figure. What's another interesting? I'm struggling to think of interesting N64 variants that people actually care about.
Tarzan with the figures.
So Gauntlet Legends, Johnny, Wata graded 8.5 complete in box is the only one that actually sold on eBay. And it was a no reserve auction and went for $510. 8.5 in Wata, that's a pretty mint game.
That feels like a hell of a deal.
I feel there's other ones for sale on eBay. The only one that's actually complete is 1,000, and it looks pretty nice. But this is half the price of that. I don't know, $500. That feels like, and someone spent probably over $100 to grade this too.
That's whoever got that one for $500, I feel is a deal. The Legends figure packs, sometimes you'll find them for $30 to $50, but I've seen them go for $200 too, depending, again, could be figure dependent on there. You can also find individually packed figures that go for more. So, and the figure that comes with the N64, the Warrior, it's an exclusive figure. So, yeah, that's crazy to me.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I bet maybe because it was WATA graded, I have no doubt that Gauntlet Legends is one of the most graded sealed N64 games with WATA, because it's just one of the most available sealed N64 games. Not this version, like the regular version of Gauntlet Legends. So people who are looking for WATA stuff in general might just have Gauntlet Legends tuned out. So only like N64 weirdos saw this auction.
You know what's weird too? Maybe because it's WATA, they saw like the 8.5 and were like, nah.
I mean, that could be it too. But I mean, like you could see it looks nice. But yeah, the WATA complete in box scale is kind of different from sealed because 8.5 is pretty nice.
Yeah, there was one that sold for 500, just an open, like, okay looking one.
Oh, was there? I just searched for pewter. Did they say, did you look for figure? Is that what I just
looked for Gauntlet Legends sorted by high and went to sold.
Okay. Don't buy graded complete in box games. Get a hold of yourself.
Yep. That one sold.
You're right.
For...
Okay, yeah, so this is like $500. So even without the stupid graded one. And this one's not even as nice condition. This one just sold.
Yeah, I can't believe that other one sold for like a great.
Yeah, that other one was really nice. That one seemed like an okay
That's
deal.
crazy. That, like, I don't know. I think this was selling for 500 or close to it 10 years ago. So the fact that it's still around this price is weird.
Yeah, especially because N64 is kind of having. Maybe N64 is like
maybe it's
ish in its moment. I think GameCube's having its moment, but yeah. You know what? N64 sucks, and people know it. I mean, it's hard to say that a game that people are spending $500 on sucks.
Well, I see. Like, I don't even think Gauntlet Legends sucks. Like, that was one of the games I enjoyed playing on the N64.
Is Gauntlet Legend? That was an arcade game. I'm getting it mixed up with Dark Legacy because I played both of them, and I think they're pretty similar. Yeah. Gauntlet Legends is fine. I played the arcade version.
Yeah.
I'm sure the N64 version is just as good, running at 15 frames a second. I'm sure.
Yep. Needs frames badly. Anyway.
Good one, Johnny.
That's it. I hope you liked hearing about some weird mail-away stuff, and sorry for all that talk about Skylanders.
All right, we moving on to a collector's question here, Johnny. Is this a quick and breezy episode? 60 minutes?
We sure aren't. Tyler, we've got a name, and I just want you to tell me yes or no if it is a fake name.
Mm-hmm.
For the Switch. This is can Tyler spot the fake if it's fake? The Eldurion Chronicles: The Lost Kingdom.
ChatGPT made that up.
Okay. Yeah, they made that one up.
Okay. The Lost Kingdom felt like too fake of a subtitle.
Okay. So how about Fantasy Quest: Chronicles of the Lost Kingdom?
That's made up.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It is made up. Now, hold on, Tyler.
Uh-huh.
I have maybe one more for you.
Now I gotta find me a real one.
Nope. I'm just wanna look at something real quick. Make sure I
Fantasy Quest.
Right.
Imagine if they made a game called Fantasy
Quest. Yeah, that was the first one that came up, and I was like, nope. And there's also a game called Lost Kingdoms on the GameCube, and there's actually a Lost Kingdom 2 on the GameCube as well. Yeah. I was like, no, ChatGPT, give me a better one. I think there's a Xenoblade Chronicles that's got like a weird subtitle. Maybe it's called The Lost Kingdom. I think there is a real Switch game with the subtitle Lost Kingdom. I was looking at it. I don't see it right.
Okay.
Anyways, that's all. That was fun. There's a Winx, The Secret of the Lost Kingdom.
Great.
Do you want? Great. Anyways, that's it for Switch. Basically, I was doing that in order to give you enough time to find a collector's question.
No, I've already had it up.
Did you?
Well, that's everything.
That's rare.
All right, Johnny. Sam M asks, for those of us with unique or unarchived games, I'm sure a ton of us have unique and unarchived games, Sam.
Yeah, for your PET, Sam, Really? Also, Sam Emmett Sam.
What is the best way to ensure they remain preserved, and should we be dumping them and putting copies on the internet? If so, where should we be putting them?
This is a Tyler question.
Okay, there is a website, scanning.guide. It's not a dumping website. It is basically it's a primer on how to scan stuff and put it on the internet for like scanning manuals, scanning boxes. Is there a dumping.guide too? Yes. There's a dumping.guide, and that tells you how to dump Nintendo, Super Nintendo games. Does it also tell you floppy? I don't know, but obviously there's guides on how to dump floppies and all that. There's all these different tools now. Like even tools, like I thought like CryoFlux was like the coolest thing because I was like 5 years out of date when it came to dumping floppies. People fucking hate CryoFlux. CryoFlux is like garbage now because it's like closed source. Like everybody hates CryoFlux, and there's all these new like amazing open source things that you can go buy instead. So yes, even if you haven't been in touch with like how to dump things like old discs and floppies in just a few years, things have changed. You need to Google and figure all this stuff out again. But scanning.guide and dumping.guide would be two places to start. There is a Discord, VGPC, the Video Game Preservation Collective. That's a bunch of nerds on Discord who are totally into dumping and scanning stuff. They will help you get started, especially if you have an undumped game. The thing is, the where we should be putting them is what I don't like, because there isn't a centralized like repository of, well, where are we going to put all this stuff? The consensus is basically put it on Internet Archive, but then it kind of gets sucked into Internet Archive collections, which are like curated lists of Internet Archive postings. And like that's great, but that's not the most organized way it could be. Like Internet Archive is a little bit freeform in its way. Like you could put up a scan, you could put up a dump of a disk, you could write a description of it. And if you just collect a bunch of articles like that, it's like having a collection of Wikipedia articles almost. It's not the most complete database, but I think of the options you have, putting an undumped game on Internet Archive is your best option. And even if you just have the post on Internet Archive and just say, this is Dungeons of Doom for the Apple II, someone who Googles that, if someone is really intent on finding Dungeons of Doom on the Apple II, eventually they will end up on archive.org and they will type Dungeons of Doom Apple II into archive.org and your post will show up. And a lot of these more obscure games, like a lot of these more obscure games, you'll click the article and it will be like 17 people have downloaded this file. So no one is looking at these articles, but there could be those 2 people in the world who are like, oh my fucking God, it's that obscure Apple II game I've been looking for information about. And that archive.org posting might be like the only information about it on the internet. So yeah, that's where I would start. Dumping.guide, scanning.guide, Video Game Preservation Collective, and post it to archive.org. Johnny, you have something better?
I sure don't.
Okay. Berserker asks, congratulations, you've won the lottery and got $11 bazillion. So the economy is ruined. Like, everything is completely messed up forever now. Janet Yellen has a stroke. I added that, sorry. How would you go about buying full sets? Reverse auction, ? No, I didn't win. Don't even play. Just curious. I don't know what reverse auction is, Johnny.
I don't know what reverse auction is either, Tyler.
I feel like a reverse auction would be... Oh. The seller... In a reverse auction, there are multiple sellers of items that compete for the business of a single buyer. So the buyer puts up a request and then sellers basically put the amount that they're willing to take for it. So it's like how like someone puts in a bid like, we need a bridge built. We're taking bids for the thing.
Yeah.
And then you take the cheapest one.
Or want to buy post.
Yeah. But I mean, if I had infinite money, I'm not going to make want to buy post. That's for the common people who can't get the stuff they need.
No, it doesn't matter. My assistant's handling all of that.
I mean, for 11, but I mean... All right, let's say...
By the way, my assistant is you. My assistant is you because if I get that much money, I'm just hiring you.
Okay. I mean, that's fine, but like actually buying the video games would be the fun part of collecting video games. So my assistant can handle my taxes and insurance forms, and I'm going to be on the internet buying video games.
Nope. For me, it's going to be like, I know exactly what I want, and I need someone who is a madman and who knows what they're doing. So I'm just paying them for their time, which is you, and you'll be handsomely paid, and you can handle the buying. And then when they come to the shelf, it'll be in the library, and then you can document the contents, and we can start our empire of documenting. Or we can start putting money at AI scripts that will do it better than us. It'll be great, Tyler.
So I'm lazy as shit. I mean, I would go on eBay and just hit all those ridiculous overpriced buy it nows. But I know also if I've got infinite money, there are those collectors out there like a Johnny Iucci who are willing to sell for the right price. Like everything's for sale if you come to me with enough money. And there are some like super minty collector guys who like have amazing stuff. And if you offer them obscene money,
just call Joan Bone.
Exactly. Joan Bone would sell his shit. If I'm like, hey, Joan Bone, your collection's amazing. Would you like $1 billion for it? I think there's a chance he might sell me his collection for $1 billion. But yeah, I would try to find people like that. Maybe I'll probably just like going through my Instagram contacts. But other than that, I enjoy eBay save searches. I enjoy hunting for stuff, just like stuff that doesn't come up. So I would still have fun looking for something that's hard to find at any price. And then when it does come up, not having to worry about what the price is. It's like, oh, dungeon campaign for Apple II, a very obscure and rare game that costs $4,000. Oh, one came up for $10,000. Got it. That would be so much fun. I would spend my idle rich years doing exactly that. God, I want to be idle rich, Johnny.
Yeah, it would be really good. Anyway, so if that kind of money actually came to me and I cared about video games at that point instead of just like how much money I can like roll around in, no, I would hire someone like Tyler. I would definitely try to hire Tyler. I'm not kidding about that. And I would do some just like campaigning on Instagram and all the other socials and on all the high end Facebook that says, look, I'm buying. You got the games. Whoever's got you should be messaging me. I want this and I want sets. So all you set collectors, hit me up, let me know. And I'm probably not buying one. I'm probably buying two and then building the nicest possible versions of all of it.
Like, if I have infinite money, am I collecting sets? I mean, I know my sensibilities now. I know my mindset now. Is it just driven by my budget that I'm interested in retail video games? Because I feel like at some point, the challenge of collecting is what makes collecting fun.
I don't care about that at all.
Of course you don't because you're buying Wii games. But like, if I could just have anything at any price, then all of a sudden, like, having every Wii game isn't that exciting to me anymore because there was absolutely zero challenge in getting any of it.
Oh, this is like, there's a lot of people like this. Oh, the hunt. That's not, for me, that's none of it. Like, that's like the inconvenience of it. So yeah, it's like enjoyable to go out and buy games with my friends and like go to a shop and stuff. Sure. But really, if I could just have everything, like housing it and displaying it and like being able to look at it and catalog and get all the information out of it is the most enjoyable part of it for me. So
I know.
I
agree.
I don't care. Like, I don't care about it was easy. Like, we get a lot of people, some highfalutin collectors. Oh my, you might be like, this is too easy. I'm not buying it if it can be bought. I don't care about that. That's fucking nonsense. If you love games, you love games. I'm collecting games because I love them, not because it's an investment and not because it's easy. I want the fucking games. And if I could get all of it, I would be after all the old Atari shit and it would be housed in like a beautiful warehouse and like, oh, dare I say a museum, but like not really. But people could come and see it. I guess it would then kind of be a museum and just be like, look, this is it. This is the history of all the fucking games. This is all of them. They're all very nice. And here they all are. Look at them. This is awesome.
Embracer Group. You're going to be Embracer Group. The company that's going to buy every video game for some reason.
Yeah, that company, but like actually for realsy and then like put it in a giant warehouse, probably in not a real public area.
I'm guessing I would get snobby. If I had literally unlimited money, I think I would start going for like the ultra Atari rarities. I'd go for super obscure computer stuff. I mean, I could go on eBay and like buy it now, Nintendo World Championships, which would be very fun to do because Scott Pratt has one for sale for I think $2 million. I could just be like, all right. But yeah, I mean, I think I would become snobby if I was that rich.
To me, I would be like, it would all the joy would come in designing the space and thinking about how many games there are and like actually everything I want to obtain. Do I want to go into computers? Do I want to like shy away from that? Do I care about hardware? Like what do we want to do? What do we want the whole thing to look like?
Like, honestly, if I'm idle rich, like, I wonder, like, how much buying video games is even a part of my life anymore. Like, am I just, like, flying around the world, going on vacation with my wife all the time?
Yeah, but see, you're idle. You have time. You're like, oh, I'm in Montenegro right now, and I'm enjoying myself. But also, I've got a phone, and I can, like, you don't do it yourself. You have people. That's what I'm saying. You have people. You have enough money to have people to make this shit happen. I'm talking to construction. I'm like, okay, I need to see plans. This is like what's in my head. I need to see this. It needs to be this. It's like, I also need a piece of property for the house to be on. Like that's like, you start to build your whole little world. Like, how do I build my compound?
I definitely understand the appeal of owning everything. Maybe it's just because of how overwhelmed I am with how much I own right now. Because I own a lot of video games from 1970 to 2000s specifically, and I don't own very many modern games. And I already feel like it's too much to kind of take in. So if I expanded my horizons beyond that and just owned every retail video game, a couple 100,000 video games, let's say, like there's too much for me to comprehend how much I own, let alone to like, these are experiences that I would theoretically, like, I understand, like, I'm not collecting to play 200,000 video games, but I don't know, if you collected every action figure, you could look at them, you could give each of them a 5-second glance and appreciate them. If you could do that with trading cards. Having every video game would just be so overwhelming compared. So the alternative, if I have infinite money, like right now, I'm looking at my NES shelf. I very much enjoy organizing, obsessing over, and looking at my Nintendo games because a lot of them, I've had hard fought save searches. I've quote unquote overpaid to get like the nicer ones on a lot of these, and like they have become showpieces in my collection. I love a lot of my Nintendo games, but if I have unlimited money, I could throw all that shit out and have a shelf like this with Video Life and Nintendo World Championships and Birthday Mania. I could buy that guy's Gamma Attack. There's one Gamma Attack on the planet. I'm going to it's going to be on the top of my shelf. I'm going to be like, this video game's the rarest video game ever made. And I can have a whole shelf of just shit like that.
See, I think you're thinking about who you are in terms of how many games and what your life looks like now, but not thinking about how much your life can change and expand beyond that when the money happens.
I guess. I don't know.
You're like, oh, I could have on my shelf, and you're thinking about this like theoretical office. And I'm thinking about a giant, like hermetically sealed warehouse, that is awesome. Maybe it's attached to also a giant arcade full of pinballs and video game, like just everything. You're just like, this is the video game place.
I'm torn between, yes, that sounds like the coolest shit ever, owning every video game. Like, yes, Johnny, I'm there. That's the perfect way to spend your life if you're idle rich. And then on the flip side, again, I get a lot of collectibles content on YouTube. Very popular thing for people in like sports cards, sports memorabilia to do is to go find, and like comics, to go find the guys who have everything. Like the old rich guy sitting in like the big wooden office, like clearly someone who has achieved it all in life. And then they go through their collection. And I don't know, there's something a little sad about it because it's just like this old man and like with unbelievable amounts of stuff. And I just look at it. I'm like, is his whole life, was it just getting all this stuff? Is this what I'm doing with my life? Am I like a miniature, not rich version of this guy?
Yeah.
Who's just getting consumed by all this fucking paper and plastic?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like you build it in such a way. That's what I'm saying. Like you build it, if you build it in such a way that it can be viewed and enjoyed, like then it becomes the coolest thing. And then it's just beyond you. Then it's just some legacy you live behind. And you have enough money to make sure it just exists. And your kids don't have to worry about selling it or whatever, because who gives a shit? They're idle rich already. That's what I'm saying. And you could like, and you have people who are building this stuff up for you and doing this stuff, and you going out and you're living your life, and you come back and you're like, okay, what were the acquisitions today? Okay, show me what came in the last month. All right, and you're going through and you're like, okay, and who's documenting this? Where is it? Like, okay, do we have our archive built up? Like, I need to know all of this. Have we heard of any new variants? Who's the person on research? Like, this is like, to me. You haven't thought through this scenario, I guess, and I have. There's like oh, you want it all and you can do all this stuff. Then there's a plan. It's like, okay, it's not that I want it to be a business. It's like, I just want it to be a thing. And then I want a bunch of my money, like, to go out and make more money and then, buy businesses and expand. But, games just get to be a cool part of it. And then, you just have it, and if no one cares, who cares? It's your life and it's your money. Like, you're not out there for people's approval or what they think. You're like, oh, is that guy like a sad old man? If that guy's like, if he was like me and like, this is amazing, like, look at all this cool shit, and people are like, that's sad and stupid. Who gives a fuck? You're rich and fuck them.
So the thing is, like, yes, the having a little group of elves running around documenting, researching, and buying shit for me sounds great. Would that bring me happiness, Johnny? Is that really what's going to make me happy compared to now, where I don't have infinite money and, I get a save search hit for something I've been looking for 6 months. And not only that, it's $36. Buy it now. It's a weird variant and the guy fucked it up. I'm going to get a euphoric rush hitting that buy it now button. I'm going to put it on the shelf, forget about it, all that. Yeah. But that feeling, am I ever going to get that feeling again?
You could still be out there doing it on whatever day you feel like you're like, oh, you know what? I'm not traveling today. I think you're like,
but I'm
hey,
never going to get the
guy,
rush of getting a deal again because the deal doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm going to have to do heroin.
Like, oh, sorry. I'm so sorry that you're so rich that you're never getting a deal again. Who fucking cares? What a ridiculous statement. But I'll never. So, you want to rush, Tyler? Fucking go to space because you have Bezos money, okay? Like, go do whatever you want. Jesus Christ.
I just don't know. I don't know if having the other people collecting for me was really what's going to make me happiest in life, Johnny. I know having all the money will make me happiest in life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so you're already happy, and then you're just like, oh, and some video games came in. Awesome. Like, what is this like?
Could I even be on the podcast anymore at that point? Could I just be like,
yes.
Let me tell you what Tyler Collections Incorporated has discovered about NES variants that no one else has figured out because I pay 60 people full time to research this shit.
Well, I mean, it's probably not 60, but yeah, you could come on and do that. That would be amazing. It's like, hey, here's the real talk about it. It's like, we bought four of these WATA games because we found this variant and we opened them up and here's what it is. Were they sealed? They were once. Now they're not. Ha ha ha. I have so much money. It doesn't matter.
You know what I would do, Johnny? I would start making this would actually be a business venture because, people with money do nothing but make more money. That's just how it works. I would start up the game catalog series where I would start publishing catalogs of every video game that exists for whatever platform, including all the variants, full color pictures of everything, all the inserts, everything. And because I wouldn't be a one-man show if I had a staff, I would actually be able to pay people to double check and research and finalize all that shit. Because all these stamp catalogs, these coin catalogs, all these were just started by some collector guy who just put all their information into a thing, and all of them get them named after themselves. There's like the Koval's Antiques Guide, the Scott Stamp Collecting Catalog, and so I would just have like the Wilkin Game Catalog. And then I would become the standard because no one's willing to do this shit because game collecting is such a small hobby. And then that would be my legacy because another thing rich people care about is how they will be remembered, because rich people can afford to be remembered.
And then you're going to go on a bunch of weird podcasts and talk shows, and it'll be like, so you became a super rich Uber guy, and wait, what did you wind up doing? And you're like, oh yeah, let me tell you about my passion. And it is not what you think.
Anyway, that's a long answer to a fun hypothetical question. Johnny, I would love to have $1 bazillion.
Yeah, like, see, that's the other thing. I don't care about being rich. Like, I care about being comfortable. And as long, like, and having cool games around is cool. And I know it will be a burden for my child when I'm gone. He's just like, fucking thanks, Dad. What a bunch of garbage.
Johnny,
I hope he is into it, all of it, but, it's not.
Fuck that. I'm already comfortable. I want to be rich. Get me out of work. Hate work.
Well, I do agree that it would be nice not to have to be employed. That's just not our reality, Tyler.
All right. That's it. Obviously, that's enough questions. Johnny, what are you buying and what are you playing?
Okay, so what am I playing? Tyler, I'm playing this little game. It's an oddity. You've probably never heard of it. It's called The Last of Us.
How much can you play that fucking game?
I just turned on like for a couple levels because the series is out tomorrow. I want to just like have a fresh install in my head of what all that looks like, even though I do play it a lot. So I just played that a little bit. I haven't actually had much time to play anything. My wife's work schedule has been very unfriendly. So I haven't got to play a lot. So I just did that. Did I play anything else? Nope, that was it. What did I buy, Tyler? What did I buy? Not a whole lot. I haven't purchased a lot of video game stuff lately. I may have bought that Thousand Arms soundtrack multimedia CD that we talked about.
That's probably why you came up with the idea for this entire episode.
No, the Jurassic Park toys. I bought those as well. That's what came up with it, because I was looking at it. I just came across that. I'm like, this thing has fucking toys you can buy? What the hell is this? And I was like, man, I have to go read every box cover ever again and just make sure that if I can buy all the stupid stuff that came with it for Super Nintendo, I did. Also, I'm scanning all of my games, so I'm not like really buying too much stuff. I'm more playing. And I got some other stuff that is not here yet, so I will hold off on that. But yeah. I bought Attack on Titan for the Switch. Cool. Because they did a reissue. Yeah, they reprinted it, and it's like, okay, I guess if you want it, then now is the time to get it. And hey, remember when I said, does Grand Theft Auto have the little pager offer on it? It sure does. There is a sticker of the pager on Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, what am I talking? That makes so much more sense. You get a pager in Grand Theft Auto. What the fuck is it doing on Earthworm Jim?
Yeah.
I just realized that's ridiculous.
I'm like, that's when I asked you that, I'm like, I'm pretty sure, but it's the Game Boy Color version that has that. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got the box for this. I'm like, I remember, yeah. Anyways, there you go. Correction inside the episode.
All right.
Go ahead. That's all I got.
Okay. Johnny, I've been really trying to make it a goal to only buy stuff that I'm looking for this year. I'm not going for deals. I'm not going for shelf fillers. I have so many shelf fillers, like even cool shelf fillers. I have like, if there's just a game like, wow, that's randomly cool. Wow. Movie ticket insert games for PS2. Should I buy those? And I'm like, no, I have enough random cool shit. Let me just focus on the stuff that I am specifically looking for. So this entire year, I've really only bought like 2 or 3 things so far. I got Family Basic V3 for the Famicom, Johnny. Of course, the game that everyone's looking for.
Obviously, yeah.
So Family Basic V3, it's a Hudson Soft, not a game. It's another one of these cartridges that lets you program stuff on a video game console. A concept that I've never understood who would ever want to do this. But on the Famicom, there's an entire keyboard accessory for this. And there's 2 versions of Family Basic. There's Family Basic 1, and then there's Family Basic 3. There's no 2, I don't think. But the important thing is Family Basic V3 comes with included minigames. I think it has 4 included minigames. And one of them, Johnny, it's Mario World. The original Mario World, which I think is just a coincidental name.
Okay.
But it's a platforms and ladders little basic Mario game, basically. You like run around platforms and collect apples. It doesn't even have Donkey Kong in it. But that's it. So technically, in the biggest stretch of the imagination, Family Basic V3 is a Mario game, and that's the only reason I bought it.
And just like NBA Streets Volume 3 for the GameCube, also a Mario game?
I mean, it is, sure. I mean, Family Basic V3 isn't a first-party Nintendo thing. It's a Hudson Soft thing. So sure, if we're just talking about things that technically have Mario as a playable character, I will take NBA Street 3v3 or whatever you just said.
Yeah, NBA Streets 3 on GameCube. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look, because some of them Mario characters are playable, and they are actually on the cover of the game in a little slice. There's a little triangle slice that advertises those characters in the game.
Yeah, and like there's that Soul Calibur 3 that has
with
Link in it. You got to get that too for the Zelda set. I'm like thinking like there's probably some stupid games like that I don't have that like. I mean, I'm not worried about being able to pick up this NBA Street game for a decent price, but no, Johnny, don't get me distracted. I'm sticking to my goals right now. I don't need to think about NBA Street, even if Mario's in it. I don't care.
I mean, only the GameCube version though, because it's on multiple consoles. So yeah, if you're not like, go look. It's a little triangle. It's got the Mario All-Stars in it.
The other thing I got, Johnny, is Popeye's English or Popeye's English Play. I don't know exactly how it's translated, but in America, we got Donkey Kong Jr. Math. In Japan, they got Donkey Kong Jr. Math and Popeye English. It's a pretty cool, relatively uncommon Famicom game.
Man, what was the deal? They love them some Popeye.
Dude, they love them some Popeye. Yes.
Yeah, I find that fascinating. Like, it's interesting in the world when a pop culture item takes off there and not necessarily here, or it's past its prime here. Like how you hear that David Hasselhoff was very popular in Germany. Just like stuff like that, I always find fascinating. That's not a dig at anyone. I'm genuinely interested in how that happens.
I think
culturally,
this might.
Like, what was the thing that was like Popeye?
I honestly don't know. This might have been affected by Miyamoto, because obviously Donkey Kong was supposed to be a Popeye game.
Yep.
And Miyamoto was the producer of this Popeye English game. So maybe he was just like, hey, I don't know, let's make a Popeye teaches English game. It's so ridiculous. I think they probably had the idea to make. They had like those series, like shooting series, action series, educational series on NES. They probably were like, maybe we can make some educational games, and then quickly gave up on that idea after making a couple, I'm sure, really bad ones. The only interesting thing with the Popeye English game is it comes with there's an insert, a secondary insert in the box, and it has like a bunch of words on it. I have no idea what this game is, but the insert has a bunch of words, and not every copy has the insert, so make sure you get the insert with it.
Okay.
Johnny, now I want to tell you about an experience, about a journey I've had into the game genre I am perhaps least familiar with.
Okay.
Besides MOBA, I have no idea what MOBAs are. It just looks like you took RTSs and put people on a team. How would I want to be on a team with people and lose? A MOBA just looks like a game I'm going to be frustrated with every single time I lose. I can understand. You play Counter-Strike, you're on a 5v5 team. Sometimes your team's going to die in dumb ways and lose. Sometimes you get to look at your last living guy and you're rooting for them, and it's 1v3 and it's really exciting. Nothing about a MOBA has ever appealed to me, and it's like the most popular fucking genre on planet Earth for competitive esports and stuff. I just don't get it. I feel like I should get MOBAs. I don't see any appeal in the MOBA genre. Anyway.
Okay. That being said, what are you actually playing?
That being said, Johnny, let me tell you about the other genre that I've known existed but didn't know anything about, Johnny. Let me tell you about crypto NFT games.
Oh, no, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. I am not going to say what game I'm playing, because it's more the fact that looking into how any of these games work, this isn't like some amazing revelation, but every single crypto game is literally a Ponzi scheme. If you don't know, I mean,
crypto is a Ponzi scheme.
That's the amazing part. Crypto is a Ponzi scheme. Essentially, everyone who buys crypto is just betting that someone will buy it for more money later on. It's all based on greater fool theory. Crypto games are another Ponzi scheme on top of that. So the idea of virtually every single crypto game, you buy an NFT. So you buy Gamecoin, and then you use Gamecoin to buy an NFT, and then that NFT pays you some Gamecoin every once in a while, basically. And then every single system that's put into these games is made to make it as complex as possible so you don't realize that it's just a Ponzi scheme. Even though everyone realizes it's just a Ponzi scheme. I once heard NFTs described as a way for smart people to take money away from dumb people. And looking into the economy of every single crypto game, I'm starting to think it's 100% true. It's just amazing. Like, they have like multiple currencies and upgrades and real life timers and level up systems and breeding systems, artificial limits of how much you can play. And all of it is just to slow down how fast the Ponzi scheme collapse and keep people trapped in the scheme as much as possible.
That we already had this with mobile games forever. Like every Farmville clone that there's already a model.
Yes, exactly. And there's just a bunch of games that are just Farmville, but to buy the buildings, you spend $100 on the grain facility, and the grain facility produces grain that you can sell for coins every day, except you will never make back that $100 because the thing is, like, when the inflation, like, if there's an NFT that's constantly producing assets, that's an inflationary asset, so your grain sells for $10 one day, then $8, then $6, and all of a sudden, you're never making your $100 back. It's amazing. I've had so much fun looking into all these crypto games just because it's such a ridiculous segment to me. But Johnny, let me tell you how I actually got here. I was looking for an exercise game. New year, it's a good time to start exercising. I just wanted a fancy RPG pedometer. Pokemon Go has too much shit going on. I don't want to tap my phone all the time in those stupid battles. I don't want to have those 30-minute level up sessions, because in Pokemon Go, you crack a power up to double your XP, and then you have to level up for 30 straight minutes. I'm not in here for the busy work. I want a pedometer that every time I walk, it levels up my character or something, and maybe I could walk around a map and find loot. Johnny, I don't know. Have you ever played any running games?
No.
Okay, Johnny, there's one good running game. It's Zombies Run.
Oh, I have that game.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Okay, yeah, it's like an audiobook plus some of that cool shit.
Yeah, I've walked. Like I just pulled it up on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, Zombies Run is fucking great.
Zombies, run. Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem is it is the only good running game. It's the only one. How isn't fitness like a multi-billion dollar industry?
This is like an old game.
Yeah, it's like 10 years old, and it's been updated every year with like new seasonal content. It's like a subscription model, and it's got like stories that they're expanding into like space and stuff. Like they're trying to get out of just the zombie genre with it, which is understandable. I'm sure people after 10 years are looking for something new. It drives me nuts that there is one good game, and a huge portion of the game is audio, and I listen to audiobooks. So I'm not going to listen to Zombies Run while I'm walking. So I'm looking for any alternative. Johnny, the things I'm motivated by, experiences and level up, and gambling mechanics, gotcha mechanics, loot boxes, spinny wheels, whatever. You'd think in mobile games, of all games, I would be able to find fucking gotcha mechanics. I don't care if it costs money. I don't care what the thing is. It could be a collection log of 250 stickers I have to fill up. And if I walk 5 miles a day, they give me a spin on a slot machine and I have a 1% chance to win a sticker or something. How is there not a game like that? But then I'm like, wait, what's the biggest casino of all? It's fucking crypto. And I look up crypto exercise games. And of course there's crypto exercise games. So Johnny, for the new year, I bought exercise NFTs. And here's the beautiful part. I have to exercise to get money back But because crypto game, this is a Ponzi scheme that has already collapsed, by the way. So you see those crypto graphs, they go way up, way down, and then they're just kind of dead. I bought into a game that is already dead. So
good.
I spent money on these NFTs. They will pay me back as I walk, but I will never make the money that I spent for them back, which will keep me walking, because otherwise I've completely wasted my money. But if I keep walking, at least I can get something back. So it's kind of a carrot on a stick that I will never reach. So I have intentionally put myself in a Ponzi scheme to force myself to exercise in a crypto game.
What is wrong with you? You
It's
couldn't
the
just
perfect idea. Johnny, if there was a fucking running game besides Zombie Run, I would play it. Someone make it. How is there not? It's such a huge industry.
It is weird.
There are some. They're just like really bad. They're like full of ads. There's like a bunch where like you run to win like promotional product offers. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Give me like a legitimate game. I don't want advertisements. I don't want anything like that. I will pay money. I will pay a subscription. I would pay a subscription for Zombies Run if it wasn't mostly an audio game. Anyway. So yeah, clearly don't do this. Don't buy crypto. Obviously, Tyler's an idiot. Yeah. But I did walk 6 miles today. So,
well, that's something.
Yeah,
it's a lot of walking.
Yeah,
well, there's time for that. I hope you got the dog while you did that.
No, are you kidding me? That stupid dog won't walk. That dog won't walk 2 blocks with me.
It's a joke. Yeah. We all know Ponyo hates you. There's your Ponyo update. He still hates Tyler after all this time.
But I love him.
Doesn't sound like it.
All right. Is there anything else, Johnny? Are we ending on Tyler losing money intentionally?
Yeah, I think so. Go play NBA Street V3. It's Volume 3. You can play a team with Mario, Luigi, and Peach. Come on, who doesn't want that?
Sounds pretty good.
It looks really like you're playing against real NBA players, but you're Mario, Peach. It's because it's 3-on-3 street ball. Yeah, you get to be Mario. It's kind of ridiculous.
I bet the list of games with Peach as a playable character besides like Mario Kart is probably pretty limited. So it's a good one for you Peach fans out there.
Yeah, except for the Peach game on the DS.
And Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario 64 DS. There's a few, but not a ton.
Mario Parties.
Wait, she's not playable in Mario 64 DS. Anyway, Johnny, I'm not looking this up right now. He's just end the show.
No, she's not in that. There's that actual Peach game though. They were like, remember people were so outraged because like she used her emotions as her powers and stuff. People were real mad about that. That was some outrage. There's always outrage about something. Anyways. All right, guys. That's the show. Tyler, where can the good people find you aside from this crypto game?
Oh, she's playable in Mario Super Sluggers, Johnny.
Okay.
You can
Turns out she's playable in a lot of games.
You know what? I'm on a YouTube video. There are 61 games where Peach is playable. Although a lot of them are just Mario Party and Mario Kart. But there's more than I thought. Good set to collect. Any Nintendo set like that, I'm saying, is good to collect. If you have a weird, unique set like that. Johnny, I'm on the Instagram. I'm on Discord. I'm on Video Game Sage. I'm Default Gen. Default GEN. Come find me.
Okay. And I'm Johnny_Iuchi, and you can find me on Discord, pretty much. Sometimes Instagram, but mainly our Discord. And if you want to join our Discord, you can do that by joining our Patreon. That's patreon.com/collectorsquest. There's 3 levels you can join at. $2 gets you access to the Discord. $4 gets you the bonus content. $6 gets you all of that and a couple of other like not worth it things. So join at the $4 level if you're thinking about that, or the $2 level. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed some mail away offers. And with that, I will send you away. Bye!
That is our show. Errata for the show. Family Basic doesn't have a version 2 because the original Family Basic for Famicom was version 2.1, and then they came out with an update called Family Basic V3. I know everyone was wondering about that. Thank you to Apebit, apebit.bandcamp.com. Like the monkey, he does our intro music. And thank you to the patrons, Richard, patron number 1 Bowden, Canadian variant alert, Chris Glidden, Nintendo World Champion Daniel Jacksvik, high-end collector Andrew Brim. Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see Andrew Shelton around here. 50 Hertz is good enough for me, Andre. Brian Gupta, and Pocky and Rocky with Becky. The strictly limited super rare Bruno. Coin-operated Cameron Couch. Fat Cat Collector, Chris Jackson, Stop Talking Trash About Sports Games, Chris Minoche, Chris SNK, Too Many Rozek, Johnny's GBA Hookup, Coffee with Mr. Saturn, Playing with Power, Connor Strange, The Last Game You Need for the Set, Corey O'Brien, Unpunched Hang Tab, Dustin Beagle, he has returned to judge this city, Eric Addison, What Are You Buying? GBO Metric, Red Pyramid Thing, Jonathan Shados, Joseph Garris, he's just out there having a good time achieving his goals. Proud of you. The Nintendo Tape Archivist Joseph Leo, write a book. The Variant Authority, Josh Byerly, the Pinball Guy, Joshua Geld. What happened? IFPA Pinball World Championships just ended. Escher Levkov. Congratulations, being Pinball World Champion. I think he's like 19 now, but that guy has been one of the greatest pinball players of all time since he was like 13 years old. He's like the Magnus Carlsen of pinball. And of course, congratulations to Kaylee Campbell for winning the North Carolina Championship. I'm sure everybody cares about this. Kevin Zylog Z80 Zaker, Lance Lord Hardstyle Z, Commander Mark Halstead, and this is his favorite store in the Citadel. The Degenerate Matt Ball, posted in the Discord right now, Michael Chiaramonte, Mint Condition, Mora Bros, Mr. CIB, get your loose Genesis cards out of here. Nicholas Mad Dog McCree DiMaggio, Funkoland Employee, Platform Agnostic, Read the Game Shark, the Famicom Box, Retro Game Enthusiast, They Could Be Ghost and Goblins Twice, Chefish, Sean, the Gamer Collective, the New Craft, who could beat Mega Man without the pause trick, Previously Unknown Variant, Tim Walker, From the Internet, Todd Fisher, Can't Put Limits on Collecting, VG Collectaholic, The Millennium, Will Joe, Keeper of the Zelda Variant, 0x Dev Code, Previous Game Collector, Adam Kavanaugh, getting the full PS2 set because Stefan won't. All caps! Side note, All Caps might be leaving the set collecting journey, which is probably a good decision on pretty much any scale, but I definitely wish him the best in his future endeavors. And if he wants a new nickname, I don't know. What a 9.80 plus Benji, the actually rare Bird Dog Gaming, dropping the Mario 64 Penguin off the map, Brandon Chalker, Brandon Rogers, whose favorite episode is the wrestling episode, Super Cedric Clark 2 Turbo, Christopher Piper, still shaking from what he found at Goodwill, still finding deals in 2022, 2023, I gotta change that, Colton Murphy, David Iserman, it's in the game. I'll get it, I'll remember it. A winner is him, David Green, Derek Lauer, who made me edit this show, Don Libby, the hero of time, Double Ugly presents Double Ugly, the official game of the movie, actually understands the Zelda timeline, Jeff Pierce, the actual Shinobi, Jasonic the Kid, Jeff the Game Boy Farris, He Is Error, Jeff Russell, Jeremy Jarvis, here for the Pog Talk, Jeremy Matson, and the Order of No Quarter. Joe actually plays his games, Champity, video game art collector because video games are art, Justin Chichio, Strands Type Game, Chris Shipley, what a horrible night to have living in bits, Nick the Video Game Database Morgan, Off the Map, NZ Collector, the primary guy who collects Korean releases, Peaceful Games, Dungeon Master, Reed Stubanik, the promoter, Retro RPG Podcast, Sean, the video game Illuminati LaCroix, hello, Sean Razine, Tex, who collects for Jaguar, Tex, who collects for Jaguar, Saventorian, he knows all 97 Nintendo games, 32 bits or less, do the math, Andrew, actually collecting N-Gage O, the unusually rare Andy Hagens, Ben Parker, a bad enough dude to rescue the president, Chesno, all your base art belong to him, Colby, he is Sinistar, Corhagen does what Nintendo don't, Daniel McArdle, who thought this was the Retronauts Patreon, the modern database Danny Gomez, the philatelist Dork Overlord, the official biggest PlayStation fan, Game-Rave.com, Rip and Tear, Jackson Keebler, he is 8-Bit, John Brown, Joseph Rogers got 50,000 on Double Dragon, collector of everything, including Atari, Kalen McAteer, Video Game Console Modding Guy, MP3, Sam, Sega Mark III, Marks, Hedgemon of the Geek Empire, Valdor the Great. Thank you guys so much. Oh crap, Shannon Willis, I just saw right before I was about to post this show that you signed up for the Patreon, and I totally missed you. And I didn't give you a nickname yet. If I looked up the right Shannon Willis, I think you like Earthbound. And wrestling, oh man, it's really tough to go between an Earthbound or a wrestling nickname. Both of them are really good nicknames. But I made it say Fuzzy Pickles for Shannon Willis. All right, thank you.